The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
This is Bobby Lashley. You're listening to Trash Talk Radio, Sunday 10 every Tuesday night.
And during the moments that we have that we want to talk right down to us in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Tuesday night from 7 to 10, if you don't listen to Trash Talking Radio on TrashTalkingRadio.com, you will feel the wrath and the fury. This is Roger Strong. You listen to TrashTalkingRadio.com from 7 to 10, Tuesday night. Trash Talking Radio. You listen to TrashTalkingRadio.com from 7 to 10, Tuesday night. Trash Talking Radio. TrashTalkingRadio.com.
Hey, this is Maddie Niner, coming in from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and you're listening to TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10.
This is the Final Line. You're listening to Trash Talk Radio. Every Tuesday, 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. Final Television. It's on the internet. You got it real. It's Trash Talk Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am Bob, the King of Swing, international rock star, way above par, the host with the most. This is Tuesday night, the Final.
This is the Platinum sensation of David Martin. It's Hockey at my barbecue. My Trash Talking Radio. Tuesday from 7 to 10. Not at the Warriors.
Every Tuesday, 17. I do like I want to do, the way I want to do it, I want to do it. It's a good show with sexy beats and the solution of quality. You listen to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday night from 7 to 10 p.m. And also on the World Wide Web at www.trashtalkingradio.com. Don't miss it, asshole.
Welcome to the Trash Talking Radio show. Please take a seat and help yourself to the snacks and beverages. The show will begin in just a few seconds. Are you ready? Are you seated? Please welcome your host. He is the singer/songwriter of the Uncle Sam Band. He is the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, Every Woman's Fantasy. He is the manager of champions, singer of songs, an actor without a script, lover of life. He is a Tesla driving, song singing, talk show hosting, son of a gun. Please welcome the Vital Idol, Classy, Mike Trash. Hey, do I get paid for this?
Trash Talking Tuesday night, and best night of the week for some of us. Others, maybe not so much, but it is still the best night of the week. What is going on? I'm hearing all kinds of noise. I turned your microphone, so it can't be that. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, what is that noise? Must be some. Is the red light? There's a. Let me look at something.
It's saying it's having trouble playing.
What?
It's having trouble playing video.
Oh. That's weird. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's the notebook itself. After I told you it was a good notebook, it's acting up, huh? Oh, wait a minute. I'm seeing issues with my... Now, I rebooted the system, so let me just make sure. Oh, okay, our videos are streaming strange. Facebook is okay, but the other ones are not doing as well. I don't know why, but for some reason it is buffering. It shouldn't be buffering though. Huh. Because that was a recent reboot. Oh, I guess I should put us on here. Hold on there. Oh, where are we? Let's see. There we are. Okay, there we are. Now we just figure out what the issue is, because we're having problems at Twitch and we're having. See, YouTube's working. What are you doing?
Mine's running there.
Yeah, yours. Yeah, but you're hard coded in.
Yeah, I know.
And if he was hard coded in, he would probably be okay. Here we go. Let's see if this is still a good thing here. Is it plugged in anything? Oh, I can't get it. Oh, I can't grab that one. Now we'll have to look behind the curtain here. I have, you know what, around the, well, we're still having problems with two of them streaming. Two of them are having issues.
Well, it's on my phone. So
Well,
Facebook is working.
in the room, the eBay room, where you turn the light on, the eBay room,
Yep.
there are cords hanging. Grab one of them. We're going to do a fix on the fly because we can. All those years of me working in the tech industry are going to pay off. So we'll just, well, in the meantime, I'm going to introduce our guest. Got to make sure he looks, oh, why didn't it disappear? What happened? It went back. Okay, we're going to do this again. Okay, there we are. All right. All right. So, okay. She'll be back in a second. She's grabbing a cord for the one computer. Now we're only having an issue with Twitch. Those things. So for some reason, Twitch is not responding well, but I want to see Twitter, make sure it's working right, just to be safe. There we are. Yep, Twitter has been our most consistent thing. You see one? Okay, good. Did you get a like short?
I just grabbed
Okay. Well, this is a 10-foot. This is a,
it. Should work.
well, as long as we got.
That's
Okay. This is called patching on the air. All right. Oh, you know what? Which server are you on?
Facebook?
No.
Oh.
Server.
I don't know.
There's a little.
I know where he's talking.
Yes. There. You gotta look. I need to see if you're on the wrong server. I think that might be it, because if you're the only one having problems, that's the problem.
TTRS.
Oh, you are on TTRS. Okay. Plug that into his computer. On the air live. I'll bet you no other shows. And we'll plug you in up here.
By the way, Connie said
There we go.
Why?
I don't know.
Come on, pup.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Come on, buddy.
Now, hopefully you'll get straightened out when that connects.
Come on, puppy.
Now I'm going to have a cord in my way.
Come on.
Do what I gotta do.
Is this one of the experience and technical difficulties?
Yes. It's the
Please stand
hashtag.
by.
Hashtag it must be
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Well, and
Refresh
the
it.
fact is I couldn't really test it without any stream or whatever. So there we go. You should be back. You should be on. Drop this in. Hopefully this will work now. All right. So now we're up. Oh, that one. Now that's active. What's going on up there?
It's a hashtag. It must be Tuesday.
Well, this one's hard coded, so it shouldn't be any issue. Oh, wait a minute. That's Twitter now. Oh, that's one of the ones I'm having issues with. Let's see, Twitch. Are we on? We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. Okay, everything. Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't look like we're on. Hold on. Yeah, we're there. Okay. Everything's working, kind of, sort of, little by little.
Patching it together.
Yeah, little by little. I don't hear you, though. Oh, I turned you off. Huh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, you always did.
I know. I do what I can. Okay. Let me hear you again.
Check.
Okay, I want to introduce our guest.
Sure. Well, this will be
one of his maybe not so many appearances, if I have anything to say about it. But this is one of my current, my boyfriend. This is Michael Cirillo.
How you doing, everybody?
So I'm a Trish between two mics.
A thorn between two flowers.
No, it's a roast between two thorns. Get it right.
No, it'd be more like a roast between two thorns.
Kiss my ass, Trash.
Hey, a roast isn't bad. I mean,
No, that's true. They are yummy.
okay. All right, let's get the show on the road. We'll talk a little bit to him. I can't say his name. He's trying to steal my name. Okay, your YouTube is not receiving enough video.
You can always do the patches, whatever you want, because I always go by that too.
Well, I would
It's
use
patches,
my name.
patches, yeah.
Yes, trust me.
There's a story behind that one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, well, we won't say the
I was
name
going to
of
say,
the
we may do that
company.
off the air, we may do it on the air. But there's a story behind that.
Yeah, tell me what is the story?
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
Real quick, I was dating a young lady before while I was married, and she had a dog, still has a dog named Patches, and if the dog can speak, we'd be in a lot of trouble. So I took the actual name Patches as a nickname.
When you were married, you were dating a girl.
That's when I was married. I was dating the other girl that was married, and yes,
I call that scummy.
yeah, yeah. And
Sound familiar?
yeah,
I don't know
that's
anything about
basically yeah. So
All I could say is this.
Oh, God. Here we go again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I hear the damn sound
I got to
effects.
remember which one's which, so I almost bought a whole board of them, and I couldn't.
Yeah, we don't have any room in here.
Well, I need to
Your ego is going to push us out.
get my cleaning lady to, Trash is made to clean this room like she used to.
Well, let's see. I could take everything down and then make you put it all back. I'm good at taking things apart.
Oh, you're good at
Uh-huh.
things.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's talk about a few people that died, and I think we ought to talk about them, get them, make sure I don't. Oh, what happened up there? Oh man, this is not
Hashtag
good.
It Must Be Tuesday.
Let me see what's going on.
and I'm still on the computer.
All right, let's. Oh
I
man,
should know how to
this
fix
is
that.
not good.
Hashtag It Must Be Tuesday.
I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
All right, let's. Oh man,
I should know how to fix that.
Hashtag It Must Be Tuesday.
I don't know how to do that.
all right, let's. Oh man,
I should know how to fix that.
Hashtag It Must Be Tuesday.
I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
all right, let's. Oh man,
I should know how to fix that.
Hashtag It Must Be Tuesday.
I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
all right, let's. Oh man,
Hashtag It Must Be Tuesday.
I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
all right, let's. Oh man,
Hashtag It Must Be Tuesday.
I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
all right, let's. Oh man,
Hashtag It Must Be Tuesday.
I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
all right, let's. Oh man,
Hashtag It Must Be Tuesday.
I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
all right, let's. Oh man,
I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
all right, let's.
I don't know. See, now I'm causing the problem. Jeez, I'll tell you.
Right.
Okay.
It's going to
Everybody's
update
gone now.
everything.
All right.
So when it comes back up, just log back in to your Facebook. It should be good.
Okay.
Now we're back. Whatever that was. All right.
Poppy's getting over here.
Maybe that was one of these.
Internal clothing.
I don't know what KTV is. It's weird. All right. We're back. Okay. And now everything. All right. Now we'll first talk about. We just lost a friend of the show, and actually he was a referee for us.
Yes.
Many, many years I've had him as a referee, and we didn't get along too well when he was a referee.
Well, I had no issues
I
with
didn't
him.
see eye to eye with him. So then I don't think I ever, I don't know if he did referee Steel Matches, right?
Yes, he did.
I was trying to remember.
I'm pretty sure he did.
But anyway, his name is Michael DeMuzio.
Another Michael?
Yes.
Another Michael.
And
This
he
is
lived,
just as bad as work. 3 Michaels, 2 Ashleys, I'll tell you. You know,
That's why I'm glad I have the name I do, because there's only one of me. Hey!
what? Did I say that out loud?
the worst part about it is when we have 2 Michaels or 3 Michaels working at the same time and they go, Michael, and you all look and go, what? And they go, no, I'm not that one, this one. And it's like, okay. Go ahead, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Hold on.
Well, we had
Hold
a,
on.
what?
I forgot to do this again. I always forget to do this. Oh, it's not working. Come on.
See, we had a thing for that.
Trash Talking Radio, Tuesday night. It's the best night of the week. And we're on the mix in Florida. I keep forgetting. I mean, I never forget the mix in Florida because everything is great in Florida. All right, we're back.
But, there is a solution. You just come up with special names for each of them.
Well, that's why I keep on trying to tell them, hey, call me this or call me whatever. And they go, no, they just do Michael. And it's like when 2 Michaels, and there's always 2 Michaels on at the same time, and they go, Mike. And it's like, no, we want the one that's on the grill. And it's like, no, instead of you running or instead of you doing what you're doing, it's like, no, not you. And I'm like, I look and I'm like, what do you want? And they're like, no, not you. And I'm like,
But at least you're responding, so it's like you're hearing them.
yes.
Otherwise, they'd be like,
I was going to say, yeah,
calling
because
you.
even when I don't have my hearing aids in, I respond and I'm like, okay, at least he knows what we're talking about.
See, when I worked for the place that I just left here in April, we had 3 Sues. So we started out with Susan, Susie, and Sue. That's how we were able to tell the difference.
Any boy named Sue?
No, none of them were male, sorry.
Just checking. All right, I gotta put me
But the
up.
problem was keeping which one straight.
This is really tough.
Yeah.
I'm having a problem with me. I can't.
Are you the only one that has a problem with you, or is there some other people that have a problem with you?
No,
Maybe the one sitting next to you, too.
Hey, I'm innocent on this one. I'm innocent.
Okay.
Make this, let's see here. Check one.
Remember,
2.
I'm the angel here.
I was going to say, I better shut up because we're only starting the show.
Angel of Death.
No, that's not what I'm called.
And
Angel of
depending on who you ask.
Death. Not Death. Death.
What?
All right, anyway, time to do the show now. Okay, so, he died on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
While we were having a good party, he died. That's kind of weird, huh?
Well, no, we weren't at the party when he died. He died early that morning.
Oh. Well, we were partying then because he died.
Really?
He would appreciate the joke.
Yeah, he would, I
Did
guess.
they say what he died from, Michael?
He had cancer.
He had cancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
Long time fighting it, or just?
Yeah,
Okay.
several years.
in a nursing home.
No.
I thought somebody was. I don't know. I'm losing track of people that I know that are
No, he died at home.
That must be that old age.
trying to figure out what. Oh, that's who it is.
Well, you two are old. I'm not.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you're older than me and he's older than me, so you're old, I'm not.
Oh, okay, by what? 1 year? Thank you.
Hey, 1 year's 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a higher intelligence. So, you know,
Bullshit! Oh, excuse me.
I can prove it. I can prove it.
Yeah, I know, you're the super genius, I forgot.
Yes. All right, there we go. Now, I think we're able to be heard. I'm just not hearing it in my head.
No, I'm not hearing you at all.
Well, it's recording, so I know that's good. But if I turn it up too much, I get distortion. I don't want that. So I'm just kind of cutting me back a little. I'm cutting this all back. So you don't. Well, check 1, 2. Check.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, the problem is it's peaking over here. So I need to split the mixer up in a way that I can send our voices. I don't want to keep our voices too different from the live show, but so that we can hear each other better. But you can hear us anyway. I mean, it's just a little challenging times. Okay.
I thought we were all the word challenged.
We're still hearing everybody. So everybody's still here. Okay. Anyway, I've known him for, I would say, 20-some years. Well, 20 years.
18. You want to get technical?
Maybe 17. I don't think I worked for him in the beginning, or worked with him in the beginning. I didn't work with him until I went down to Rambo's, so whenever that was.
Right.
That was the first time I think I worked with him. So, anyway, I did find out some more information about him because I didn't know a lot. Really, I didn't know anything beyond wrestling from him. He was an avid wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
He was a former referee and announcer.
Yes.
A former owner and member of SSW, and he was also a member of ACTW,
Mm-hmm.
Southern States Wrestling, NWL, WDWA, I don't even know that one, BWS, Devastation University, which I spent a lot of time with Devastation, and many other organizations. He liked fishing, trains, and cats.
Of course.
Of those things, I like none of those things. He survived.
I could say something, but because I'm between two mics, I have to be careful.
I never stopped you before.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is that going to stop you?
I'm going to be a good girl tonight.
No, you brought it up. Let's go. Come on.
I can't.
Let's go.
Since when did you not like pussycats? That's you.
Hey, I don't
The fur balls, okay? There you go.
I want to know why her microphone is that much louder than mine.
Because I'm better than you.
It's louder.
Well, yeah.
Because I'm seeing you peek.
They say I have a big mouth.
You also.
When you talk to everybody, they would say I have a big mouth. They're good. I'm good.
Trying to get us all in line here.
I was thinking they just lost my mic.
Well, hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'm changing some settings. This is not. You can go ahead and talk to me.
Okay. Still nothing.
If you keep talking, I can say.
Oh, okay. You want me to keep on talking, so.
Yeah, I have that
just
trouble too.
Show my big mouth and everything, and
Don't worry, I have that
and
trouble
I could
too.
start singing too, but then we'd all, Buddy would leave.
And that, no, wait a minute. I've heard you sing, sweetheart. I love you.
Heard
You sing.
I'm sorry, everybody would leave. So there's a problem. I mean, and then half of the people on the radio that had listened to us would leave, and then we would have no show. So there was to be the problem. I mean, I have no problem talking about anything. I mean, I could talk about anything. It's when I think I'm good.
Who, me? Yeah, I can do anything I want. Well, maybe. Within reason, I guess.
I don't know about that.
That's because I'm better. Well, I have to tonight. I'm between two gorgeous-looking guys. Oh, shut up.
I was going to say the same thing. Where,
I'll get you going home.
yeah,
Oh, that's right. It's your car. Damn.
that's right. I can't even say I'll leave you here because you would like it.
Yeah,
God.
Buddy loves me, don't you, Puppy?
Hello,
Don't you, Puppy?
hello. Ah, hello.
Who do you think you are, Rick O'Casey. Hello.
I think, no, I don't know. Can you guys hear me now?
I can't.
Okay.
I'm just playing with I'm dialing this thing in because a lot of times we are not getting the right sounds. Okay, I'm going to work with this a little bit better as we go here. All right. He's survived by his girlfriend and her daughter and her children and grandchildren, a bunch of people. What I found out today was he worked in a place in Philadelphia called Hosiery. That sounds like my kind of place. What?
Never mind, it's a joke.
I get to see girls in hosiery. That'd be a good place. I don't know what you're doing.
I
That
know.
isn't funny if you don't know what it's about.
There's a joke that goes behind
Okay,
it.
tell me what the joke is because I don't really understand.
Okay. Well, three immigrants. They were for jobs. Okay.
Okay.
And so the rep at the employment office, he said, well, we can employ you as a diesel fitter. And they thought, oh, great, this is a really good paying job, because diesel, people that work with diesel, yeah, they make good money.
Okay.
Well, a few weeks later, they went back and they said, no, we can't work there. And they said, why not? And they said, because all they did all day was put nylon on saying, diesel fanner, diesel fanner.
I'm sorry.
These
I
will,
really don't
I don't get that
these
either.
will
I'm
fit
sorry.
her, but in a foreign accent, it comes out, diesel fanner, diesel fitter. These will fit her.
Okay.
In a foreign accent, out diesel fitter instead of diesel fitter.
Does he have
Fitter.
a nasal problem?
No, shut up.
I seriously don't get it. I really don't.
They thought they would be working with diesel, like a diesel mechanic. But
Even Buddy didn't like that.
who said are you on?
It's like, what are you joking?
But instead, what they were doing is they were working on an assembly line and holding nylons up and said, diesel fitter. Like these will fit her.
Okay, I got it.
Now, thank God, after I explained it
Oh,
half a million
sorry.
times.
Was it funny or was that
I mean, I don't think it was funny, but,
Okay.
You had to be there.
I guess so.
Well,
All right. Anyway, we're talking about poor old Michael, and you're telling diesel jokes. That's not very good. Anyway,
He's
he
been trying
worked.
to get through this for the last 15 minutes, and you've been blocking him. So
This is the longest I've ever done an obituary.
Yes, I know.
He did maintenance and mail, and then went to Papa John's, and then, I think that's where Shaq.
Yeah?
Shaq is
Shaq is
You're
on
right.
there. Yeah, Shaq
He
is
owns, he's a part owner.
Yes, he is part owner, I guess.
I like him. His commercials are pretty funny. All right, that was the one guy that died. Then we had a second guy that died.
Oh, geez.
But he died last Tuesday, and I couldn't really talk about him because I didn't have the information in time. I'm using the wrong mouse. I was trying to figure out why it wasn't moving. Okay, the other guy was one of my favorite shows growing up. I loved WKRP in Cincinnati.
Only because of Lonnie Anderson.
No. I liked Johnny. He was the DJ.
That's
the
what you
coolest
say, but
DJ.
really, I know your deepest, darkest secret was that you liked Lonnie Anderson.
Her boobs were too big.
And since when has that bothered you?
Oh, it's horrible. When they
I
come-
mean, that's
when they
that's
come
what
down-
most guys are interested
When
in.
they come down on you, you have to take a deep breath because you don't know how long you're going to be under there. Anyway, Frank Bonner, he was the sleazy sales guy and wore the ugliest. Like if you ever knew the Grand Wizard had those same jackets, and I just loved that show because Johnny was the rebel.
Yes.
And he always would do whatever he wanted when he was on the air. And nobody could get him to do anything else. I mean, the show was just so cool. It was so.
I loved it myself.
It was in the 70s. It was
That
kind
is
of
one of the songs of the 70s that you never forget.
And every time you hear it,
and every time you hear it, you think of that show, and not just Lonnie Anderson. Excuse me. You think of the
There was
the
another
guy
girl.
there at the end.
The other girl, there was a girl, another one that was a little player.
Yeah,
Jan
yeah,
Smith.
I liked her.
yeah.
Bailey
Yeah.
Quarters is what her
Yeah,
name was.
She was really, I liked her better, actually.
Myself. I mean, I like actually everybody on the show. It was very nice, and people look at me like, okay, you're telling their age, and it's like I don't care. I'm telling my age because that's when I grew up in the '70s. And
78 to 82.
yeah, it's people go to me, why are you a Yankee fan or and I'm like, well, I grew up in Connecticut in the '70s. Back then the Yankees were hot, and it's like, well, that's.
Well, we'll forgive you for being a Yankee fan.
I'm sorry, Okay.
And that other football team, we'll forgive you for that.
Will forgive me for that one too.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, now he got a big head. Something happened there.
I'm trying to open myself up on the Facebook here, and it's not working too well.
Okay, well, I got to fix you because you got a big head. I mean,
I'm gonna be quiet.
really looks big. I didn't mean to make him that big.
Oh, my
I don't
goodness.
think she's talking about that head.
It wasn't. I'm being good.
Hey, if that's true, more power to you, man. More power to you. All right, let's see. We got to shrink
Oh, I
down
knew
on
I
that.
was in trouble.
Told you.
There we go. There, we did that, and then we need to give you. Whoop. Do
You
this
better
on
not
the
be
fly.
giving me anything except more zeros.
No, it's still too big. Doggone. How?
It's not the size, it's how you. Whoops! I didn't say that out loud, did I?
How would you know?
Well, most women say I can use it very well.
Most women. Never mind. I'll be
No.
good.
I wish I could say the same. Most women
Yeah,
tell the opposite. I am not good enough.
I'm sorry. Well, I never said that. Yeah. Huh?
Okay.
I mean,
Make him a little-
you can do it and not even know you did it.
All right. Do what?
Oh, really?
You
You
went
don't
there,
play
and I
dumb
didn't-
with me.
What?
You went there, buddy. I didn't.
Oh, that's probably good for you.
Buddy, Daddy being a good boy, bud.
I gotta figure this
I
out.
always.
Okay. Maybe I should
Well,
move it
hello.
over and up.
Do you want to say
that's
hello,
not good.
puppy dog?
I need more space for. Oh, I could put
Do
us
you want to say
down.
hello, puppy dog?
That would be good. Okay. So I'll take the other layer. Wait a minute. How do I do this? Sorry to do this on the fly, but gotta kind of do it on the fly.
Oh, there we are.
Ah, too small. Shoot.
Can
Damn
I have this treat?
it. No, not yet.
Okay.
Give me a second. I
He
gotta
said,
figure
no,
out.
not yet,
I gotta
puppy.
figure out how I did this so that we're all the same size. I kind of want us to be all the same size. Now I look like I'm the monster, and he's like.
Well, you are
Looks
taller
like a
than all
little.
of us.
Looks like a little kid there. So I'm going to shrink us down a little bit. Let's see.
Yeah, can you trim a few extra pounds off of me while you're at
Yes,
it?
watch. I can do it. Watch. Oh, that didn't work. Shoot. That didn't work.
No, don't put weight on me, please.
Gotta do this. Oh, shoot. How do we drop him? Damn it. I know. I
Hey,
agree.
you tell him he's the one holding them. He's holding them for ransom.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get on.
All right, we're just going to have to. Whatever it is, I got to change. Oh, position. That's what I got to do.
Oh, really?
I forgot what I was looking for. Shh. Puppy. Oh, yeah, I have it in position. Why is it not working?
Talking about positions, Mike.
Open the tab.
Okay. I know. I can't understand it either. All right, he's going to have to just have a big head. Which you can thank me for later.
I appreciate that.
All right, anyway.
Now, where's your puppy dog's treats?
I don't know. Somewhere around here. Oh, they're down here.
After all that, we still say sorry to go.
Okay, anyway, Frank Bonner, or Frank Woodrow Bors Jr. is his real name. He's an American actor and television director, widely known as sales manager Herb Tarlek from WKRP in Cincinnati. He was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, to Mammy Grace Bors, which was a singer. She was a singer, and Frank Woodrow Bors, a saxophonist. And in 1978, he was injured in a parasailing accident. And it says here, he began acting in an experimental 1967 independent film, The Equinox, A Journey into the Unknown, which was reshot and edited, is a 1970 cult classic, Equinox, in which he was credited as Frank Boers Jr. Let's see, his filmography, he did a lot of stuff between 1970 and 1981, or 1970 and 2014. He was actually in, let's see if we know any of these songs, or any of these. He was in Night Court, did you know that?
Yes.
Did you know he was in Sidekicks?
No, that I didn't
Murder,
know.
She Wrote.
Maybe.
She wrote, wow.
Yeah. He was in an episode, Earl Fargo, it was his name, and it was Murder in the Electric Cathedral. He was in Punky Brewster.
Wow.
That I remember.
I never watched Punky Brewster.
I did, and I don't remember that.
He was in Night Court.
That I do remember.
He was in Crazy Like a Fox, Scarecrow and Mrs. King, George Burns Comedy Week, Give Me a Break.
Give me a break, I know.
Yeah.
Matt Houston, Simon and Simon,
79, okay.
No Man's Land, Duck Factory, Leg Man, Newhart, Love Boat. Of course, everybody in that.
Everybody was on
In
Love
that,
Boat.
in that generation, everybody was on that.
Everybody
Hey, then
was
he's
on
up there with Captain Stubing now.
He was in Give Me a Break.
Yeah.
He was in the Chief's Gay Evening episode. The Facts of Life Goes to Paris. Fantasy Island. The Plane.
The plane, boss, the
He was
plane.
in, he was in Love Boat a couple times here about some things. He was in Love Boat.
That was my
He was in Love Boat in 70. I'm sorry, in 81 and in 83. So, he was in Night Court a couple times too. Policewoman, Cannon, FBI. My dad used to watch that all the time. So he had a pretty good career by the looks of things.
Yeah, and it looks like he directed some of that stuff too. Okay.
Yes, he did. I don't see any. Oh, here's the movies. Oh, as director, here we go. Yeah, director WKRP in 80 to 82, 6 episodes. Family Ties in 1 episode. Head of the Class, 2 episodes. Frank's Place, 1 episode. Dick Van Dyke Show, 1 episode. The 10 of Us, just the 10 of Us, 8 episodes. So, I mean, some guys really like to get behind the scenes and do stuff. But, it's kind of cool when you have the capabilities to do either. So, that's pretty fun. But anyway, he was the other guy that died. I liked the stuff he did. I thought he was pretty cool.
I think so. I agree there. It was very cool. And, it's sad to say that obviously in life people do die, and that's around the generation of, everybody that you grew up with is getting older, and,
How old do you think he was?
I know.
Not you then.
Oh.
I'm going to guess 87.
No. You're
Will you
really
quit
high.
stealing my number?
You're really high.
Really?
Yes. 79.
Wow.
79.
Wow.
I only know because I looked.
How old was DeMuzio?
Now, wait a minute.
That I have no idea,
I want to say he was 67.
63.
I know it was the 60s.
He died young, though.
Yeah.
At 63, he died young. So,
Yeah.
I think Buddy wants some more treats.
Really? We're doing this again?
of course, he knows when to ask or when to demand.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we're on the air, right?
That's it.
Uh-huh. He
Yeah.
knows.
So, that's that. Now, this weekend, I saw a movie or two.
Or 3.
Actually,
When did you see? Oh, never mind.
well, I saw Quiet Place 2. I saw it at home, up in my living room. That's a free one
Yeah.
for me, because I think it's on HBO.
You must have seen that Saturday morning. Or was
No.
it Sunday?
I saw it like Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
I was alone. I was sitting here saying, what should I watch? And I flipped
yeah.
through and I decided I wanted to watch it. I'll tell you, that movie was pretty darn good. I got to tell you, it kept you on your feet. Now, John Krasinski directed that one, and he actually was in it, even though he died in the first one.
Oh, wow.
So that was kind of weird. But I thought it was a pretty good darn movie. It was as good. It was probably as good as the first one. So I will probably watch it it again. I watched it because I missed some things, but I need
Was
to
there
watch it again.
more talking in this one than the first one?
About the same.
Okay.
It really wasn't much talking,
Okay.
but it was really good. That's why I got to watch it again, because I was doing something else at the same time, so I missed a couple
Yeah,
things.
you missed a word.
But a word or two would be about it. I mean, you don't get a lot of words on that. But it was really good. So far, it's done $195 million.
Wow.
So for the pandemic and everything, that's pretty good. So that was that.
And you didn't even see it in the theater.
No, I'm going to talk about that next. I also saw Redemption Day, which was a movie that just came out probably, I think it came out this month.
Okay.
That was, I saw that one too, but I didn't see that in the theater either. That was kind of cool because it was about a guy who was in the military, and his wife was also a working person, but not in the military.
Right.
And she was doing good. She was doing missionary work wherever she was. I forget where it was. It was, let's see if it said, it was Morocco. That's where it was.
Okay.
She was in Morocco. Well, she was kidnapped by a bunch of guys from Morocco who were terrorists. And one found out she was pregnant and found out she was married to a guy in the military. They put a ransom together, like $10 million, and said if you don't save her, we're going to kill her. You know, pay by whatever the day is, they're going to kill her. And then the military wasn't going to let him go because he was, her husband. So that was interesting because, if my wife was over there, I would want to be, able to go back and try to save her. But it was a pretty good movie. And then I saw The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Brett's Wife's Bodyguard?
Do you remember Hitman's Bodyguard? It was on a long time ago. It had Ryan.
Secrets?
No, the real Ryan.
Reynolds?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the hitman,
Oh, yeah, I do
or he was the bodyguard in the first one. And Samuel L. Jackson, not Samuel L. Jackson. It was
Morgan Freeman.
well, he was in it too.
Of course.
But he was a surprise
Right.
because I didn't expect to see him. Yeah, it was Samuel L. Jackson and Salma Hayek. But anyway, it was a pretty good movie.
Get some treats too?
And by the
What's
way,
Do I have to beg you to get some treats too?
by the way, I saw that in the theater.
You?
I went to Regal.
You? I am
It was in the
shocked.
big Regal, the biggest.
Yours or mine?
Mine.
Okay.
It was in the big one, and there were like 10 people there.
Wow.
Does he
I
not like
never
to go
saw
in-
you go back to a theater.
Does he
I-
not like to go to a theater?
Huh?
Do you not like
Did
it?
before the pandemic. Every
Oh.
weekend I would see one or two movies, and we signed up for the if you pay $20 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
all the movies you could see. Then it was 4 movies or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh no, what was it, up to 3 a week? Or I don't know what it was. But anyway, they changed as they progressed things out. They kept changing the theme, but they had one for $21 or $22 a month.
Okay.
For Regal if you wanted to do Regal, or
Are we going to start doing
I don't
movies
know.
again?
I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to decide.
Okay.
I went as a test this weekend.
An ickle? I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You said test and I just finished the word.
I wonder why. Going through withdrawals or something.
I might be.
All right, let's see. Anyway, this movie, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, was just like the other one. It was pretty funny, but it was pretty bizarre, but pretty funny. I shouldn't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you. Morgan Freeman turned out to be Ryan Reynolds' stepfather.
Oh, wow.
It was a shock. He goes, I'm going to have to go to see my dad. And when he get into this really nice place and stuff, Morgan Freeman comes out, and I'm like, huh? That's his dad? And it knocked me. It also knocked Samuel. He's like, what do you mean that's your dad? He said, stepdad. It was really weird. But it was a funny movie, and it was good. It was what you would expect for Ryan Reynolds.
That's pretty cool, but I'm really surprised that you actually went out to a theater.
What?
I just
I'm vaccinated.
Well, I know that, but
Now,
for
here's
film,
the weird part. Regal won't take cash.
well, yeah, okay.
Only credit cards and
Wow.
gift cards.
And even for like concessions, or don't they?
Even for concessions.
Wow. Everything I think would probably go to that.
It's really, really different out there now. I will tell you that. It was a good movie, and F9 comes out this weekend.
Oh, nice.
I
Oh,
believe.
damn.
I believe.
Damn.
So I may end up going alone because
Yeah, I have other plans.
oh well.
That's right.
Unless you wait till Sunday,
Why would I wait?
because I'd go with you.
Why would I wait?
Exactly. You have plans Saturday.
Yes, I know I have
Well,
plans
you
Saturday
missed.
night.
You're behind us a whole full step. She just said that.
I know.
She said,
I know.
Unless you want to
I
go
know.
Sunday.
She may have plans Sunday too. Who knows?
I don't care.
I know. I'm just teasing.
She has a boyfriend, I hear.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, she sees one mic on Saturday and one mic on the Sunday.
Hey,
So,
at least I can't mess the name up.
yeah. You know, fine. Okay. Which one am I? Okay. That's fine.
Hey, I gotta say, I got the best of both worlds there, you know.
Anyway. So that's it. That's the 3 movies I saw this weekend.
Well, you're not going to talk about what you did Saturday night?
Not yet. What's going on here? Oh, my computer's doing something weird on my one computer.
It's Tuesday night.
I
We know
didn't tell
this.
you to do that. I didn't tell you to do anything. You
Maybe maybe that's the reason why
just to
I
make
can't.
sure. Oh, shoot. Where's...
By the way, she is not on.
Yeah, she just texted me.
Don't ask her if she was listening. She said that.
All right.
But she did accept my invitation.
Okay. Well, that's nice. All right. So the weekend for the box office, any idea which one do you think's number 1?
Okay, out of the
Now, keep in
Hitman's
mind,
Wife,
The Hitman's Wife, Quiet Place, Godzilla versus Kong, and those are the 3.
I would go Godzilla versus Kong.
but see, now
number
I would
one?
go with the Quiet Place.
It's number 1, I would say.
Okay.
I'm
That's
going to say Quiet
that would be
Place.
my guess.
All right.
I'm going to say Quiet
Number
Place.
2. Number 2.
Now, see, 2 I would say would be Godzilla versus Kong.
Okay. 3.
Was the Hitman's Bodyguard, whatever.
Okay. Well, I said them in the right order. Hitman's Wife was first. Quiet Place was second, and Godzilla was third. Now, Godzilla had come out like 2 months ago, so.
That's true. I did forget about that.
Now,
yeah.
if you talk about, now we're talking just for the weekend. Now, talk about gross. Quiet Place, I think, is in the lead for the most since the box office.
Oh, cool.
I think a lot of people look at that when you can get you buy and then you don't get or something like that. And they probably, because I know my friend does that a lot.
Well, Godzilla versus Kong, I think if you have HBO, you can watch it for free.
Well, that's the yeah. My brother does that too, and he gave me.
And Quiet Place is one of those 2. I think the Quiet Place was Netflix, and I believe Hitman's Bodyguard. I don't remember who has that, but that's probably one too. So, since I don't have the stuff in front of me anymore, I can't tell you that for sure. But anyway, that's the movies for this week. I still didn't get to see the Woman in the Window because I just haven't had time. Anyway, all right, next.
For someone who's retired and doesn't have time, that just sounds like an oxymoron if I've ever heard one.
Well, how many retired people do what I do?
Now that's true.
Okay, so here we go. Jeff Bezos.
Oh boy.
Some people love him, some people hate him.
Okay.
Tens of thousands of people signed a petition.
Let me guess that he does not go up in space.
No, that he did not come back.
God. Oh, my Lord.
Talk about people that have too much time on their hands.
Well, they're probably jealous of all his money.
They are. But a lot of people don't like that he makes so much money, but yet they support him by buying from Amazon.
Exactly.
So, and the thing is, during the pandemic, Amazon saved a lot of us. Because I have all kinds of things coming from the Amazon Prime Day.
Right.
Amazon Prime was yesterday, and I bought a new monitor, I bought a couple cables, and this and that. And
did you get your blow-up belt?
I had one. Why would I get it?
Well, I thought maybe once you wore the one.
About the Holy Ghost one, but you needed a second one.
No, I like her just the way she is.
Well, what if you wear her
By
out?
the way, Connie says that it says the attachment's not available when she tried to.
We'll have to try it again.
Yeah, it says it's not available.
Did
when
you share
tried to-
it on your timeline?
Yes.
Just tell her to go to Trish's timeline. It's on there.
No, you can tell her that.
Or whatever.
Well, I just sent it to her again. It should work.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe because she's not my friend. Could be.
No.
It could be.
Oh.
It could be. Although I don't think just my friends can see it, but it's a possibility.
Could be that she's trying to do something that.
Oh, that could be.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
So people don't want him to come back. So it says here, on July 20th, Amazon's founder and air magnate Jeff Bezos and his brother Mark will board the new Shepard suborbital rocket system. The Bezos brothers, one auction winner with a $28 million to spare, and a fourth person will become the first crew aboard the reusable rocket for its 11-minute voyage. Would you pay $28 million for 11 minutes?
No.
No.
I wouldn't pay that for any time out in space. I plan on staying here. You guys can all move, go to space if you want. I'm staying here.
I wouldn't go to space. It's almost like, someone says to me, I'm buying, no offense to you, like I'm buying a $10,000 or $100,000 car, and
Bastard.
well, I mean, in your
something wrong with
case,
that?
in your case, it's different. I mean, me and like someone who doesn't know anything about cars or anything like that, go buy a $100,000 car, and then like recently on two Saturdays ago, some jerk runs through, asshole young 22-year-old kid runs through a red light, and the thing's demolished. And then, that's why you have better insurance. But I understand that. But it's a material thing that, but there, I'm not into the electric cars or whatever, and I know you are. So, I mean, that's something that would be, more interesting in you. But I'm talking about someone that goes out and buys like a Cadillac and shows off the Cadillac. Okay, what are you showing off? Me? And I don't? Okay. So, yeah, I mean,
what's your point?
My point is, I don't have money, okay? I don't have money.
But you like riding in electric cars.
Yes, I love it. I did. I enjoyed that day that I drove in there, rode in there, and it was perfect.
Okay, well, let me show you the other side.
Okay.
You don't have to spend $150 to buy an electric car. You can spend $35,000 to buy an electric car, and any new car today, any good new car, is $35,000.
That's okay. Right.
You could buy an SUV. You can buy a loaded SUV from Tesla for $54,000.
Okay.
Load it to the
So
clip.
they do have the lower one.
Oh yeah,
Say it.
and
Yeah.
soon you'll be able to buy a Tesla for $20,000.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Now let me also tell you this. I don't know what you know about me, so
No, I don't. I don't
I'm going
know
to tell
that
you.
much, and that's-
I'm going to tell you from the bottom. I was born a I was born a poor black child. Now I was born very, very, very poor. He didn't have running water till I was probably about 14.
Wow.
We lived in a 4-room house.
Okay.
It
4 bedroom.
This is a 4-room house.
Right. Yeah.
We were heated by a wood stove. We had an outhouse.
Okay.
I know what it's like to be poor.
Yeah.
I was poor most of my life.
Wow.
I started college when I was 16. My parents promised to put me in through college. They didn't put me through college. When I went to them and said, guess what, Mom and Dad? I'm going to college at 16. They said, not on our money. I said, well, you promised me. Not going to happen. So I happened to go in and discover that there were all kinds of grants and all kinds of loans, and I took out loans, and I had LB Smith Ford gave me a grant for the first year. And I went to college on me, and I lived in a van for 3 years. I know what it's like to be poor.
Yeah.
So most of my life I was poor. Even when in my 30s, my first wife overspent all of the money. No matter how much money I made, she spent. Like I'd come home, I got a sales job when I was 30, when I was 29, going on 30. And my first wife, when we were going through, she would be like, how much did you get in commissions? And I said, well, I did great this month. I got $800.
She took all the.
She said, oh man. I said, what? $800? That's good. She said, we need $1,200. So the next month I thought, oh, I got $1,200. Oh, we need $1,500. You know,
Sounds like my wife.
whatever I made,
Yep.
whatever I made was never enough.
Yeah, sounded like my ex-wife. Whenever I would work one job, and she goes to me, how much did you make? And she goes, well, no, that's not enough. I need you to go out and get a second job. And then we got the second job, and that wasn't enough. And it's like, you know, because her young daughter always wanted something else, and always wanted this, wanted that, and you know, it turned out that I found out that basically, you know, like I said, that she was getting help from a friend of mine, and an ex-friend now. But I mean, the more I made, the more she wanted, and I found out my ex-sister-in-law showed her how to rob Peter to pay Paul, because when we finally got a house, got the kid into her own bedroom, and I found out that 3 months went by, and a little phone call came along and says, Mr. Cirillo, you're behind in your mortgage. And I said, wait a minute. My wife at the time was paying that. And I found out she didn't pay it for 3 months. So we went from like a $575 monthly mortgage. I agree, buddy.
He's very smart.
Right. And from a $575 mortgage to a $975 because she paid mortgage because they tacked it on there. And it was like, yeah, I mean, the harder I work, the more money she wants.
I don't have them. I don't know where they're at. She has them.
It's right there, right there.
Down there.
Knob it up.
Down there. What? I don't have them. and then after I got through that, I caught her cheating on me at my video store that I bought for her.
Yeah.
So when we broke up, I was 60 grand in debt. Actually, it became 30 grand because she agreed to take. I took all the bills except her student loan and half of the mortgage, or half of the business. So 30,000. Plus, I was stuck with all of our credit card bills.
Right.
Then as I progressed in the business I was in, I shut up. Go lay down. Go lay down.
You got right there.
So then I was like horribly in debt. No way I could figure out how to get out. Then the place I was working for, which was the same place that I talked about in the beginning, was growing, and they've gone from, when I started there, our division made $200,000 a year. When I left there, we did $5 billion a year. Well, they did it because there were people like me who were hustling. Now, this only happened the 1 year because they stopped it because of me. 1 month commission, or not commission. My commission was I had got paid 3 different ways. Hourly, I got $8.25 an hour. Got commission. My base commission, it was okay. Then it was spiffs. A spiff was if somebody came and said, for each monitor you sell, I'll give you $5. 3 months I had in a row that were really, really good. The first month, $8,000 commission, or $8,000 spiffs. Second month, $8,000 spiffs. Third month, $6,000 spiffs.
Yeah, he was breaking them.
And then I didn't break, it didn't cost, the company working for it cost them nothing. It only cost the vendor something. The fourth month, they capped spiffs. So that nobody could do that anymore. But that was enough to get me on the road to paying everything off. And after I caught up, never went back. Because then I established myself as a serious person, and I just kept going from there. So I worked to get where I got. I worked to pay this house off. I owned my cars. I never had a brand new car up until I bought my Tesla. And I wasn't even sure I was going to buy a Tesla because, you know, when I was leaving the place, I talked to my finance guy. I said, how long do I have to work before I can retire? Because I was having problems with my work. And he looked at it. He said, why are you still working? I said, well, can I stop? He said, yeah. He said, whatever you want. And I said, well, wait a minute. I'm not old enough to retire. He said, you don't have to be old enough. And I said, well, what if I buy a new car? He said, buy whatever you want. I said, what if I bought a $150,000 car? He said, that's what you want. I said, well, can I live? He looked at my numbers. He looked at my numbers and he said, you have enough money to live for 30 years without anything. I mean, if I didn't make any money or didn't lose any money, I could live 30 years without any help from the government. So I bought my first car, my first brand car, my only brand new car.
I do have to say, though, it does feel better than when you buy a. For me, it was a newer car. You know, I had a 2017 Mitsubishi, and instead of buying like an 87 Chevy or something like that,
right,
and riding around there, and I was like, you know, I felt proud that I was able to, with help from a young lady, you know, that I was able to finance, you know, a 2017 Mitsubishi, and it felt good because I could finally say, you know what, I don't have to put money into a vehicle unless I have to, like the tires or what I call the general maintenance of a vehicle, changing the oil changes and stuff like that, and it felt real good. You know, it felt real good.
Yeah, he doesn't know what.
Oil changes. That's like gas changes or something.
See, back when you had the Jeep, you know, all that work that you put into the Jeep or into your Priuses. Remember all that work?
And the other thing I want to tell you is, take a look at the top 5 cars in the safety bureau or whatever, NT, whatever it is.
I understand what you're saying.
The top 5 cars are Tesla.
Right.
All of them.
Okay.
What would you rather drive around in? A $30,000 car that someone crashed into and destroy the car and die, or a $150,000 car that you're almost guaranteed to live?
Well, yeah, you know, looking at things, like I said 2 Saturdays ago, I thought I was dead.
When I looked at that car,
I looked at that
car, I was like, whoa, you walked away from that?
That's exactly what everybody says, Michael. Everybody looks at that picture and goes, you walked away from that?
And everybody walked away.
And everybody
Some of us hobbled.
Well, but you walked away, though.
Yeah.
You walked away.
I'm really shocked.
And we saw that coming there. The words out of our mouth was, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And I saw that thing coming straight at us. She saw it coming straight at us. And I thought, there it is, I'm dead.
Well, it hit her side. She's dead.
Well, no, yeah, but like I said, the
over.
airbags went off and everything, and I was like, I'm looking to see if I can move, and I could move, and I answered, the first word out of my mouth was like, are you okay? You know, I didn't care about the car. I didn't care about, the kid or whatever. Then after I got out and found out she was okay, I went, I said, I didn't even realize the kid hit me back into a Jeep. He drove me 1,000 feet into another Jeep with my brake on. With my brake on. That's how fast he's going through that red light. Bouncing off of another Jeep, or not Jeep, a van, into me after hitting the van 2 times. Right into me. You know, and you know, that kid's probably going to get a slap on the wrist and a fine.
Well, I think he'll probably do more than that, because I would think that
Daddy probably grounded him.
even if nothing of that, I would imagine he's second thinking some of the things he did.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that had to be like, you know, reaffirming to him too.
Well, I can commend him. The only thing, like I said, I can commend him. He was the first one out of his vehicle and asked, you know, Trish if she was okay, and myself, are you okay? You know, he was the first one, and then he went to that guy, you know, and asked him if he was okay. And that was an 85-year-old man, and that man walked away from that accident. And he, you know, his exact words, and I'll never forget it, was I asked him, "Are you okay?" He goes to me, "I'm an 85-year-old man, and I'm ready to run a marathon."
I mean, I am just thankful to this day that nobody lost their temper. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. But we were all checking on each other, and of course, the police were right there. I still say they were Dunkin' Donuts.
I think so too. They were either that or they were behind us or something.
Yeah, and
They were close by.
you know,
They definitely were close by. 'Cause he
ambulance
was-
personnel and all that. I mean, it just could not have gone any smoother for such a tragic way that it happened.
So as far as, okay, back to the main thought was,
Right.
I think that given where I came from, it was a special thing for me to be able to buy my first car and be able to buy whatever I wanted.
Right.
And I didn't have to buy that. I was looking at, I wanted an electric car. I was looking at the Model 3. That was backed up for 2 years, so I knew I wasn't going to get one of them. The Model Y wasn't available yet. The Model S, I didn't really. I wanted something to be able to pull my trailer, but the only one that had a hitch was the Model X, and I was going to buy just the X. And you can buy an X for $80,000, but I wanted the fast one, and I wanted this and that, and all the special things that you
All
get
the
with
bells
that.
and whistles.
And by the time it was all said and done, that's what I got. And I'm you know,
And how many times did you change your mind?
bunch.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've never spent that much money on a car. The most I ever spent on a car was, $18,000 or whatever it was.
Well, believe me, if you just sat here every week going on over these different cars and, the good things and the bad things, and after a while it's like, okay, just make a decision.
But the thing is, it's tough for someone to spend that kind of money.
Who
when
never
they
did,
lived in a van,
I know.
and you appreciate what you got because you live in a van.
Well,
You live in
I
a van.
understand that.
But the thing is, at this point, I paid off my house. I owe really next to nothing. I have a phone bill every month, as everybody does. I've got, I don't have a mortgage, but I have electric and all that other stuff. I had put solar panels on the roof in 2010. I rolled that over in a mortgage. I planned for the future. And Wife and I were planning on putting solar panels on the roof so that when we retired, we didn't have as big of a bill. And so...
I think if I own a house again, I think that's what I would look into.
Well,
solar
I mean,
panels.
it's really interesting because around here, our electric is not very good. So I put solar panels on here, and there's 3 Tesla batteries on the other side of that wall.
They look like playing cards.
And they get charged during the day, and at nighttime, they're my power source.
Right.
Okay? Who would have done that? I don't know. There's lots of things. I didn't have to do that. I still could have, lived the rest of my life without that. But the convenience of having, when we have a power outage, I'm the only guy that has electricity down this road.
Most of the time.
No, I am the only one.
Yeah, but
I'm
what
saying when the power goes out, I'm the only one.
unless your batteries aren't charged.
Well, my batteries are always charged 20% at
Yeah.
least, because I have a software package that says, first off, software looks around and says, the weather, there's thunderstorms going to be, so it's going to raise that 20% up. But there will always be, like at the end of the night, there's always going to be 20% left. It's going to stop running on the batteries at 20%. And it did do that the other day. The other day I woke up and it says, your power's been restored. And I thought, oh, I wonder when it went out. I checked. Went out at like 7 in the morning. And it was okay by the time I woke up. So it was running on battery power at that point. So the thing is, I feel it's kind of cool that I can do whatever I want right now, as long as I don't go crazy.
I think that's why a lot of, if you see a lot of people that win, the $100 million, you're seeing them in 10 years or 5 years they're broke because they go out and they buy.
Yeah, I don't.
They buy like 5 vehicles or 4 vehicles or 2 vehicles. They pay off their debt and all that. They pay off their house and they're like, okay, now I only have $1,000 left.
Yeah, you got to invest that money. Invest that money, and that's the thing. I have investments that through an investment service, that's the majority of my money.
Right.
There is some money that I have on the side, like I invested into Aptera, because I think that's going to be a big winner. She invested on that too, and because they're a startup electric car company, and they got a really cool car, and I've known Aptera since 2008, because I was going to buy their first gas car, which was 200 miles to the gallon.
Right.
And I wanted to buy that. Well, they never came out with it because they couldn't get the investments. Now, electric is the hot thing, and they've already got, trying to think how many, they have half a billion dollars sold already of pre-orders.
Right.
And I'm one of those pre-orders. I didn't pay for it yet, but I am a pre-order. And so when they get this thing rolling, somebody's going to want that car, and somebody's going to want that technology. See, the thing between, and I've explained this to her before, the difference between GM and Tesla is one thing. GM's trying to take the Hummer and put an electric motor in it. Tesla built the car from the ground up.
Right.
And Tesla is a technology company. GM's a car company. So they have that gasoline car mentality that they have to, they're trying to take the H2, tear that motor out and put an electric motor in. Well, it doesn't really necessarily work that way. You've got to put the wheels out. You can build the car. You can build a Hummer, but you got to build it from the ground up. And that's what makes it special, and why Tesla's putting out a Model S Plaid that gets 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, and nobody else is able to touch that. So until they come up with something, now there is something later on I was going to talk about. I guess I can talk about it now. The fastest car to this point that has been out of the showroom without modifications. Do you know what that is?
Right.
Well, I'm taking Tesla out of it.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm talking about gas powered. The Dodge Challenger.
Oh, okay.
That is the fastest car out of the showroom without modifications.
I was going to say, I thought it was either a Charger or a Challenger.
I was going to say the Charger, but
the Challenger is faster than the Charger.
I was going to say the Charger.
Now, I'm going to, since we talked about it, I'll pull it out. I pull that story out of my thing. Where is it? Here it is. They call it the Tesla killer.
Ooh.
They have a model that is going to, hold on, I got to turn this ad blocker off. It's really getting on my nerves. Anyway, the Tesla Charger is going to swap the V8 motor in that Challenger, and they plan on putting.
That doesn't look like a Challenger.
That's not one. No, that may not be. That is. And they're going to put an electric motor in this car. Now, they already test drove the 60. What do you think? What time frame is it?
6 seconds.
It comes out to 2.5 seconds.
Wow, I
0
was
to
way
60.
off.
The Plaid does it in 1.9.
Wow.
Wow.
So they're still not going to win, at least unless they come up with a way to make it faster. And I don't know, how fast you can get it. How fast can you go 0 to 60?
Right.
I can do it in 2.9, probably in Ludicrous Plus, I could probably get to 2.6 maybe.
Right.
With all conditions being right.
Yeah.
With the wind behind my back and and going downhill maybe.
And not a 22-year-old behind the wheel.
Yeah, well, and on a drag strip.
Yeah.
But, that's the thing.
That sounds like the Friday or Saturday night at McDonald's around that light there, McDonald's, where the hospital is. All you hear is that any time after 9 o'clock, they race side by side.
Well, it says that the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon previously held the quarter-mile record at 9.65 seconds. That's for a quarter mile. But Tesla says the Model S Plaid can do it in 9.23. So it supposedly has the Plaid has like 1,200 horsepower. So that's a lot compared to the 840 horsepower Demon. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they can do it. I don't know if they'll do it, but at this point they're still not winning. They're trying. And if they win, okay, that's cool. At least that means that people are thinking about the electric car. So whatever it takes, that still comes now there's that and that, but the biggest thing about buying an electric car to me, because I looked at the Bolt, I looked at the Volt, I looked at all kinds of stuff. The problem with those is one thing, one big thing, that even if they were equal to the Plaid, I wouldn't buy them. What is it? She knows, because I talked about it 1,000 times. What's the most important thing about buying any car about
How fast it charges?
That's it. The only one that has a supercharger is Tesla. I can do 180 miles on my Model X in 15 minutes. Everybody else is looking hours. So what do you do? I wouldn't buy somebody else because even if they had a faster car, I'm not willing to wait. I don't care if it's faster, because if it's faster, how much time would I save by buying that faster car when it's going to take longer to charge?
Right.
To me, it's more important that it charges.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because you don't like to sit and wait.
Well, who wants to sit and wait?
Oh, yeah. Patience, hello.
That must come with the name, because he's the same way.
Exactly. Okay. Patience is a virtue, and I don't have them.
You can
I have
say
no
that
virtue.
again.
But
What?
I mean, hopefully, I don't have any virtues.
Oh, that's not what I thought you said.
So I mean, that explains my logic and thinking about why I got what I got. So that all came into play, and there were a lot of things to think about, because I could have spent a whole lot less to buy a whole lot smaller car, and I probably would have been happy with it. But now that I had a Model X, I'm considering getting a new Model X. The new Model X is really cool because they put TV screens in the back, and they put all kinds of stuff that I don't have in mine now.
So do I have to learn to drive that one the way I learned this one? In a parking lot first?
Probably not, because if I get it, I'll get full self-driving, then I don't need you.
Screw you two. You always need me.
I drove back that way.
You always need me, and you know it.
I needed you for dinner today. Oh, I got to pay for it, too. Anyway, so here we are talking about Jeff Bezos again. They got 33,000 signatures by late Sunday to not allow him to come back to Earth. I think it's silly as anything.
Oh my
But that's just crazy stuff. People are, I understand people hate him because...
Well, they say that, but really, what would they do with Elon Musk if he decided to go? Tell him not to come back to
Yes. Yes, they would.
Wow.
And he is going to go out and buy his stuff, too. And by the way, Bezos isn't tested. So who would you rather go with?
Well, yeah.
SpaceX,
Okay.
you're going with Bezos. I'm not going
Okay.
with Bezos. His isn't tested.
Yeah, I understand that.
So, I mean, the world of electric is really interesting, and it's going to change the way that we think about cars and change the way that we are with our vehicles. And it really is.
When did the first electric car come out? I'm curious.
Oh, 60s.
Oh, so it's been a while. They just haven't been.
Well, before they didn't have any power and they didn't last long. So as battery technology got better, I mean, the first modern...
So it hasn't been so popular back then as it is now.
Correct. Okay. The first modern technology is around 2008. Fisker came out with an electric car. And it went fairly well, but they went bankrupt because they didn't sell any, because they were so expensive. And then Tesla came out with their first Model S. First they came out with the Roadster, which was really expensive. It still is. And the Model S, or the Model, what did I say? The Roadster. The Roadster originally came out as a prototype for an electric car, and it was $250,000, and it got like 100 miles to the charge. And people would buy it because it was cool.
Right.
But that gave them an idea that people would buy cars, so we just had to figure out how to get this. I mean, they didn't start being profitable until last year or the year before. Because they weren't making mass cars. They were making great cars when they came out with the S. That started catching on. Then they came out with the X because they weren't SUVs. That came on, but they're expensive cars. You know, a lot of people aren't going to spend $100,000 or $150,000 for a car, so they had to come out with Model 3. That's where the meat and potatoes is, because that's now around the car price that you would buy for a car. Now you could buy a regular car, say let's put apples to apples. Say you bought a $40,000 BMW or whatever, or a Tesla, okay? Now, on the surface, you think, oh, well, the BMW is going to be a better deal. But then you start adding things up. I would spend $45,000 for a Tesla before I'd spend $35,000 for a BMW. Even if all the features, basically like the air conditioning and the radios and all that, even if that were all the same, because you no longer have to pay for gas. You no longer have to have your tune-up. I don't have spark plugs. I don't have fluids. There's no fluids in the car except for my
washer fluid.
Yeah. There's the thing is, it's not this.
Yeah. And not to interrupt, I didn't know all that, and that's the thing. And I obviously I should have done some more research and stuff like that. But obviously, yeah, what you're saying is, like, now I know why you said oil change. What's that? It's like, okay, you don't change your oil because it's not there to change. And,
His car runs on Diet Pepsi.
Well, there you go.
but there's no. When I asked them what do I got to have service, they said nothing. You don't have to service anything on it. You have to change the brakes if they go bad, but they don't go bad. They said because of the way that the brakes are used, the regenerative braking, when I let up on the electric, it slows the car down. I don't have to hit the brakes until it gets to the point where I have to hit the brakes. But when I do that, so when it goes forward, you are going up, and you can see how much energy you're using. When you let the brake, or when you let up on the pedal, it goes to 0, and then it goes down. When I'll tell you, this story is crazy. A couple years ago, right after I got the car, I was doing a Facebook pickup, something off Marketplace. I bought it. It was like 5 hours away. Mm-hmm. First big journey with the car.
Yep, I remember this.
I went by myself.
Yep.
Why, Trish? You weren't allowed to go along.
No, because she had to work.
Oh,
okay. Some of us don't have to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Some of us do have to work. I'm sorry. Okay.
So we went to, I went by myself, and I went down to Virginia, deep, darkest parts of Virginia, and
No man's land.
And like Virginia has a lot of charging stations, except where I went, because there was a lot of nothing in this place. And as I'm going to get to the guy's place, it was like I'm looking around, I'm thinking, oh, there's nothing around here at all. And I'm looking at, and I had range anxiety at this point, because I was watching the number go down, 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 and I'm thinking, am I going to make it to a charger? Because I don't know where I'm at. I don't have, and there were no chargers in this area.
Right.
I picked the stop, I programmed the car to my nearest charger, which was really far away, and I had to go up a mountain.
Oh, man.
Well, when I'm going up the mountain, I'm seeing my range go down, 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 and I'm thinking, oh, this is it.
Almost like a gas
I'm going to
station.
make it nowhere.
So what you, not to interrupt, what, okay, go ahead.
When I got to the top of the mountain, I'm looking, I'm thinking, I got 20 some miles left, and I've got to, and that's about what I need to get to the station. At the top of the mountain, I'm going down, and you're seeing the mileage go up as I'm going down the mountain.
Right.
Because it's regenerating the power.
Right.
So I made it no problem, because we went down the mountain.
If you run out of electric, is it exactly like running out of gas? You have to push the car, or you have to get a tow truck, or how do you? I mean, obviously you can't put gas into it like a regular gas car.
Or you can, it's not going to do anything except maybe explode.
Right. I mean, but so what do? I mean, how do you
Well,
fix that problem?
On the same sense, when he got the car and we brought it home, it had some charge to it, but they said, the car told him you can sit under this and you'll make it home,
Like it'll say,
or it'll program
Okay.
to stop at a
like
charger.
when but here that wasn't going to help me at all. 'Cause
Right.
I was too close to being empty. But yeah, like one time when I went to Philly to do an acting thing, on the way back it says if you keep the car at 55, you'll make it home.
Yeah, that was the slowest ride ever.
And so, I mean, but the thing is, the car is smart enough to tell you that.
Yeah.
If you don't go to it'll say, go to this stop here and charge for 15 minutes, or go here and charge 5 minutes and you'll get home. Whatever it is. And that time there was nothing to go to, because they didn't have the one in Lancaster at that point. So,
But see, that's where he's learned now that when he goes on any trips, he programs ahead of time. Okay, I need this many miles.
I've got it in
Where
my
are the
head.
chargers?
my head is, I have most of it in my head. Like, if I have to go, like I had to go to Atlantic City, I didn't have to go to Atlantic City. I went to the beach the other Saturday when somebody was having an accident.
Yeah, the 911 that went on.
Yeah, I know the 911 that went unheard. Okay.
It went unheard until I got out of the Shorekill Expressway. But anyway, so I'm like, on the way back, it said I had to stay at under 70 and I'd make it. But then I was charging.
It knows your driving
Well,
habits.
it didn't catch I was charging when it said that. So when I was done charging, I could go full speed, but I didn't catch that until we were on the way back. And then I thought, I'm going under 70 and I'm seeing it, but it said that I was going 180 miles, and I had 225 miles on the electric gauge. And by my math, by Tesla math, I should have plenty. Now, there is, depending how fast you go, that zaps up the energy. If you're going if you're going 70 instead of 60, you're going to use more. So I by my judgment, I thought I should have enough to get home without any problems. But I still took it. I took it a little easier until I got on the turnpike. Once I got on I did the math. Said, okay, I had plenty. So I'm home. I had like 50 miles left. So that was, I could go down. I've been down to 2.
Yeah.
That was when I was grinding my teeth and scared that I was going to be left, because this one girl I was going to,
You learned.
She said, can we stop here and here on the way home? I said, it's going to be tight. I don't, and she doesn't have any charging stations near her. And I thought I had enough, and then I went and put it in, and at the end, it's not going to make it. And I said, oh, fart. So that was the slowest journey I ever did. And I was sweating it out. I had range anxiety, especially it was under 5 miles, and it got down to 3 miles, and it got down to 2 miles, and I was fortunately there. I'll tell you, this is the scariest thing. So.
Here's a question in the chat room. Does the car's electric go out when it storms?
No.
Now, we've learned that, haven't we?
The thing about that is that because I have the batteries in my house, I can still charge the car for the storm, even if there's a total blackout. See, I can usually tell when there's a blackout because my lights are on and everybody else's are off. And the guy across the street has his garage light on all the time. And if his light's out, chances are everybody's out. And I usually know. It happens so quickly that when it switches over to the battery power, I don't even know it.
Well, we know what it's like when it rains, and we know how that car will hide if you're not careful.
Well, I've tried it with the new tires. It doesn't do it with the new tires.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't think it was raining that hard either. Remember that trip to Reading?
Well, yeah, that was hard. That was But I've been in rain that was pretty bad. So
Hi, Danny.
Talking when you're driving. Oh.
You know what he's getting at.
I guess you can't get in because there's got to be.
Well, if you want to swing around here.
It's all right. I'm comfortable where I'm at. You know.
I would say he would mess up our.
Yeah, I was going to say probably with
well,
the
I
mic.
could turn that with you. I could turn that.
No, it's fine. I'm just, I'm fine.
If you want to do that, I can turn the camera this way and get you, and you can use her screen.
Well, what about? Buddy has his bones there.
Where's he at?
I don't know. That's
over there.
Well,
if you want to do it.
All right. Well, okay. We'll do it. Let's see if I can.
Then I will be a rose between two.
Then you will be a rose between two thorns. There we go.
That's the way it. Hey, baby girl. Hey, how you doing?
He's not talking to you. I'm the baby girl.
Oh, you're the baby girl. Gonna screw up everything.
Now we're gonna. Hopefully, we won't have the mic and stuff.
You're gonna have to be.
Now I can.
Can't show Trish too much because then she gets all weird about it. Are you?
Turn this.
I'll turn it. You can just.
I think I'm good here with my headphones and stuff. But.
Wow, you're real far away now.
Yeah, there we go.
The problem is going to be over there because you can't.
Oh.
You're showing a big gap in my.
I'm showing. All right, let me see if I can do this with the headsets. And are we good? And now I'm behind the monitor. Yeah.
See, you'll see what it's like to play hide and go seek.
There we go. Yeah. See what it's like to play hide and go seek. Now I'm like, hey, okay.
Where's he at?
He's hiding behind the monitor.
I'm behind the monitor.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine.
Yeah. So. That's okay. At least they can hear my voice, and I'm okay. Yeah. Maybe a little bit.
Oh wait, here.
Here we go. I'm a little bit there. I think that's good. We still behind it? Well.
There you go.
All right. Okay.
Well, that really looks odd. It looks like I'm the only guy that doesn't. I'm the only guy that's gonna. It's like there's an assassin, and one guy's got to be the guy that gets shot.
Well, there might be. Let's see.
So,
okay. Well, next time you two can share.
There we go. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Next time
We'll
just
share
give-
the.
If you want to do that, I'll set you up so that you two can share a screen. And
We can probably share the mic and stuff like that. Probably too.
that
I
would be
guess.
sick.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why? I'm sharing mics.
Help me.
Okay. Where do
right.
you see the comment? Okay.
Right here.
So
What would you
actually
do?
isn't it yet? There we go. I don't know. There we go. I don't know.
There we go.
There we go. Now you can see me. Okay.
By the way, Mike, I had sub out the shower at work. I can't. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
That's nice to know. All right. Anyway, let's go back to work. Speaking of work. All right. Any other EV things?
Well, you did get to show off your car Saturday night. And from what I understand, those boys are still talking about it.
Well, they should. It was fun.
Well, I know it was.
We went on a trip a couple times. We went out on.
You went out girl watching.
Went out and went to Walmart a couple times and just it was kind of fun. So, it was a.
I know I enjoyed my trip in it. I mean, that was, especially when he goes to me, you know, when you're like in the back going, hang on, and the next thing he pulls over, and the next thing he goes, and my head goes like, okay, we're.
Told you.
I did it to him too.
Yeah,
I
I know.
warned
That's
you.
what she told me. It's like, okay, so it's, you know, especially fun. You know,
I
but
can't.
you
never
warned
say
me.
I
I
didn't
know you
warn
warned me. I know. What can I say?
But he does it to everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
the kids I knew would have wanted it because they were. The thing is, you got to understand, kids that are, let's say 10 to 40,
Right.
know everything about that car.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I think even Tony knew all about that car.
You
Yeah.
know, and people our age, you know, don't want anything to do with it
Yeah.
and don't care.
Right.
And don't want to know. And the thing is, if you really get down to the brass tacks of it, it's really a generation thing. A lot of the kids are into Teslas because they know it's the next generation of cars. And the people our age, they're like, we're fighting it. I'm not, but we're fighting it. But I'm usually the guy that isn't, because I'm the guy that, when computers came out, I was all over the computer. I wanted to know everything about computers when they came out.
Right.
And that was what I ended up doing for a living.
Yeah.
But I had a computer in 1986. Now, I said I was poor. I won that computer. It cost me $5. I bought three tickets, and I won it. And I started learning about computers, and I started doing everything I could to learn about computers. When I got my job, I got my job as an Apple person and in the PC world, and I ended up learning about PCs, and it just rolled from there. But I was always about technology. I was the strange guy in my
You
age
were the
group.
computer nerd.
Yeah, I was the kind of the guy that wanted to know about it. I wasn't trying to avoid it like most people in my age group didn't want to be computer stuff, you know.
Mhm.
But yet that was what I did to make a living.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm glad I stuck with it, and you know, it just.
Danny says Josh is still talking about it more than Dustin. Well,
No.
I guess you impressed him.
Well, you know, I wasn't trying to impress anybody, but I'm glad they liked it.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now he's stealing my line. Thank you very much. You know.
No, it's
Hey,
Elvis.
it's in
The other line is, you know.
That's Elvis line. You can't take that.
Oh, well,
Elvis
I
had
know
it.
that, but you know,
Sorry.
the other one is, you know, I'm gonna, you know, how do I say it? About the employee, you know, the underemployed employee, you know.
Yeah, I know there's a problem with the static. I'm still trying to work out what the deal is with it.
It's
It has
because,
something to do
Danny,
with-
I'm a rose between two thorns.
It has something to do with this new mixer, and I got to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's been doing this for the past couple of weeks, and I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably going to have to invest in a new mixer, or the computer I may have to.
I think it's just because you two hot
Yes.
guys are here. That's all.
Oh yeah, he really turns me on.
He knows how to push your buttons.
I started talking about Tesla. All right. Anyway, let's get back to news. 'Cause,
See, look, we have an hour and 10 minutes to go. I told you we'd be fine.
I know. Yeah.
all right, where was I?
Oh, just so you know, it was his son that graduated, so that's where we went down.
All right, so we're done with Bezos. All right, you sent me this one about
Oh, I sent you a bunch of them.
Paul Orndorff.
Oh, yeah.
That's sad. We had him on the show, didn't we? He was one of the guys
Yeah.
I think we had on the show.
Yeah, Bob Jenner sent it to me.
That was when I saw that picture, I said, "Oh, that don't even look like him."
Wow.
And it's really weird because, you know, his mind is not there. I mean, it's not only not even the fact that he looks bad. He doesn't remember anything. You can ask him about, you know, his wrestling career. He doesn't remember anything.
What got you started in wrestling, Mike?
My dad.
Your dad?
Yep. I was.
Did you do it like in high school, or no? You just.
I wanted to be a wrestler from high school, but I wouldn't participate in high school wrestling.
Was it one of like a kid sees a fireman and goes, "Well, I want to do that when I grow up," or
Well,
you saw
yeah.
wrestling and that's how you did it, or what?
Well, I mean, I wanted to be a fireman. Well, I didn't want to be a fireman because I didn't like smoke, but I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to be a musician, and I wanted to be a wrestler. I got to do two of those things.
2 out of the 3, yeah.
I would say something, but I'll be nice. You have the handcuffs.
Do I?
They're
Only
on
the
your-
ones that were on
Excuse
my...
me,
your
I have the
jacket.
excuse me, I have the handcuffs too. I just don't bring them out anymore.
No, but he's got them on his jacket.
I wear them on my one
Yeah.
outfit.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of cool because I got to do all the things I want to do. But pretty late in life, although I've been a musician for 40 years.
Right.
So just the thing is, I never thought I'd get to be wrestling. And I'm really glad I had a chance to do all those things. But, you know, the thing is, if I had done it when I wanted to do it, I had a choice in the 80s. I had a choice. I was with my wife, and she said, you can pick one or the other, because one was going to cost me $3,500 wrestling, and I was already in a band, so I had a choice in one or the other. And I chose the music because I didn't really think I'd be able to do it. I was offered just to go to a wrestling school in it was like, I want to say 85, 86, something like that. And actually, it was, what's his name, was out in, he was a bounty hunter. He had a wrestling school, and so it was really strange to meet him 20 years, 30 years later, if the bounty hunter is the same guy.
What's the if you had to name one thing that gave you the most pleasure out of doing your music and still doing it, what is that?
My videos. My CD, the CD that turned into videos, but the satisfaction that I'm doing only originals now is kind of cool, because very few local bands can say that. And
Right.
There's very few local bands that have been playing the same person for 35 years, almost 40 years.
Right, yeah.
So that Kenneth is my soulmate as far as music goes, because
He's been with you the longest.
we worked well together. We've never had a fight in 40 years, almost 40 years. So
Right.
See, Danny even liked the videos.
he's outlived. Ken has outlived all of my girlfriends
And wives.
as far as relationships.
And Trish, I'm sorry.
And all of my, I should say, he's outlived the relationships and actually outlived both of my wives.
Right.
So I've known him long. Both of my wives too, because I met him with my first wife.
Right.
So yeah, it's kind of fun.
And he still has a cell phone.
Yeah, Ken is the only guy that I know of. Well, one of the two guys I know of that don't have cell phones.
Well,
So anyway, it's very sad to learn about Mr. Wonderful's health. It appears to take a turn for the worse. His son, Tony, posted a video of his father last month on YouTube that shows his father in a medical facility. Troy asks his father if he can remember him and if he remembers his days in the wrestling business. The Hall of Famer overcame cancer several years ago after being diagnosed in 2011. In 2016, he was part of a class action suit that alleged that wrestlers suffered long-term neurological injuries, and WWE fraudulently misrepresented and concealed the nature of the injuries. The lawsuit was dismissed in 2018. 2018, GoFundMe was set up to help save his home from foreclosure, and he seemed to be in good spirits at that time, but it's clear by watching the video that he's dealing with other serious issues. And it's such a shame. I just don't know. We did have a show, right?
Yeah.
I can't really remember that. I mean, maybe my memory is gone too. I'll have to go through the archives. I did happen to.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I did happen to get the archives back.
You did.
Everything up to 2010.
Nice.
I haven't gone through it because I just haven't had time. But we're going to put it on the new website as we can. But it's sad. I will tell you that. When I think about things like the things that he did, and I just really kind of, it saddens me a lot. So there's him before.
He doesn't even look like the same guy.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. He was a good-looking guy, and he had super. I mean, I remember that his one arm was really deflated compared to his other arm in probably the last 20 years or something. So it's really sad. But I mean, it is what it is. So
I look for him to go by the end of the year.
maybe he should be one of your picks.
He is.
Oh. Do you want to do picks?
No, I'm not ready for that.
I might pick him before you do. But
Yeah, you do everything else.
yeah, I do. All right. Then I got. This was interesting. Paul Walker was in Fast and Furious.
Right.
And he died, and he died in a weird crash and all that. His car that he used in Fast and Furious just sold. He had a Toyota Supra.
Oh.
Now, how much do you think his car sold?
Wait a minute. Toyota.
Toyota Supra.
Okay, I've never heard of a Toyota Supra.
It's their sports car.
Okay.
Okay. Probably can buy it for 40 or 50,000.
Okay, and this is Paul Walker's.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it probably went for $250,000.
Do you have a choice? Do you have a guess?
I'll say about.
You're both wrong. $550,000.
Ow!
Wow.
This car.
That car sold for $550,000.
Because it's his.
Wow. Wow.
Crazy. So, I mean, people for some reason liked him. I know Pam loved him, and I couldn't understand it. He was
Surprised you don't like him.
Dark hair, dark eyes, over 21.
Oh well,
Oh,
I don't like him
gee.
because he was dating an underage girl at his age. He was in his 30s. He was dating a girl that was like 16, 17.
Wow.
I
Wow.
thought that was kind of uncool.
Yeah, I don't think that's cool either.
But
I mean, at least maybe 21 or something. Yeah, you don't know, but
I would take that car though. But
Yeah.
not for
Change the
550
color.
Not for 550,000. I wouldn't pay anything for that car. If
Well.
we're looking at 550,000. I wouldn't get anywhere near it. So, all right, now we're done with that. Next section. This is interesting, I think. I'm only going to do a couple of these. I've got a bunch of them in here. This is interesting. So, United States people think they don't have to get the shot, the COVID shot,
Right.
because it's their right. It's their right to not get a shot. Do you believe that?
I don't. My opinion, I don't believe that at all, because whether I truly believe that the vaccination has helped people.
It has helped.
And one of the reasons I did get it is because I'm in the eye of the public, and I don't know if the person standing in front of me is vaccinated.
Exactly.
Because they don't have to show it when they go in, and if they don't show it, as easy as something like a swipe of a hand or something like that, and we joke about it at work, but I think every hour or close to an hour, a buzzer goes off at work, and they say, wash your hands. Everybody wash your hands. Can I get a hand wash? And I joke about it, like, oh my God, didn't I just do that 5 minutes ago or something like that? I joke about it, but it's like I'm glad I do that to a degree, because I don't know with, I take money, I take, credit cards all the time and all that. I don't know what that person on the other end has touched or whatever, and am I going to get it? And one of those things is, I say thank God, because at least I got a precaution. They don't know how. I don't know if you heard of what percentage it is that it helps you, but it's like almost like getting the flu shot. They're not saying you're not guaranteed to get the flu, but it's a greater chance of not getting the flu or not getting the vaccine, not getting the COVID disease, whether than you don't have it. Some people go, well, I get the flu shot, and it doesn't help me. I get the flu, so why should I get the vaccine? Because you should. And if people turn around and they go, I'm not going to get it because it's my right to not get it, then you're the one when you come in and don't wear a mask, and I'm still have to wear a mask at work, because of that. I don't wear this mask anymore. You can't understand people at work and stuff like that, and it's like I don't want to wear the mask anymore because I took the proper steps of vaccinating myself. I should have to.
Okay, well
Well,
okay.
especially when it's a New York Yankees one.
Okay, but the
I've been wearing my Dallas Cowboy gear,
Oh, that one too. No
and everybody's
wonder.
been liking that one.
okay, well that's okay, but here is the point that I'm getting at.
Okay.
Be glad you don't live in the Philippines
Yeah, I'm glad I don't.
because
That's too far away from my
the
grandbaby.
Philippines president is threatening to jail those who refuse to get the vaccine.
Oh, brother.
Well,
That's pretty stiff for someone to do, but
what to do, buddy? Block yourself.
it's so bad in the Philippines that they have no control over what's going on now. They need to get control or else the country's gone. And the same with India. Same with there are countries that are just being devastated. There are countries that would beg us for the vaccine that don't have it.
Right.
So, I just thought that was interesting that the Philippines, Duterte threatens to jail those who refuse the vaccine. So, just kind of interesting, I think.
Well, Dan was saying, like, his son Josh can't get it. He can't get the COVID, or it would kill him. Because
but he's got
That's a different story, I
he's-
believe.
right, but
He's got other kids.
yes, I know.
I mean, I think that's a different story, to be honest
Yeah, well,
with you.
no, wait a minute.
I mean, if that's it's like my ex-sister-in-law. She's afraid of strawberries. You're gonna tell her, okay, she has to eat strawberries?
Yeah,
I mean, it's something. It's a different thing. If it's gonna kill you, but you cannot say, well, because I'm not gonna get the flu shot because it gives me the flu. I used to say that. Now I get the flu shot every year. I haven't gotten the flu.
I haven't either. But
And it's-
Danny's kids are actually Mike's kids because they're all saying, "Hi, Dad. Where's my child support?"
Okay. All right. Okay.
Anyway, like I said, he's got extra kids. He can lose one or two.
Now he's got grandkids.
Yeah, he can.
Okay, there you go.
But anyway, hopefully they're not listening.
Oh, just admit you love your kids.
Also, we found out if you're in New York and you remember that controversy in New York where people were having sex parties during the height of the COVID. I don't know if you read that or heard that.
I did not. No.
Well, this is awesome. There are now rules. Get kinky with our graphic COVID guide, sexy sex orgy guide, according to the New York Health Department. The way you can have a sexy time with COVID around, and they have these rules. Here's some of the rules.
Maybe we should follow some of these rules.
Oh, you probably should.
Okay.
I don't have to. I don't have anybody.
I'm staying out of this.
You're staying out of that one. Okay.
Well, you don't have to worry because you're vaccinated. So
Yeah,
it's-
that's true.
but
Right.
If you weren't vaccinated, it says if
Right,
you're not
so-
vaccinated, if your partner is fully vaccinated, you're at a lower risk. Recent COVID testing said if positive, avoid sex and close contact. If negative, keep in mind that a test only shows if a person has been infected when they were tested. See,
My question is, though, if you're at a sex party and you're about to have sex with the person of the opposite sex, are you really going to go, excuse me, are you vaccinated? And them go,
Oh, yeah.
them go, yes, and then you're going to actually believe instead of going, let me see the
yeah.
proof. Let me see the proof.
well, do you go?
While
do
you're
you-
in,
do you
then
ask-
you ruin the sex part of
Do
it.
you ask your partner if she has AIDS?
Well, usually, usually, most of the time, if you're going to one of them parties, that is one of the descriptions of going to the party, that you do say that you don't have AIDS. So
Well,
I'm
we're
assuming
just-
nowadays when,
I mean, AIDS is almost gone.
yeah.
So we're talking about people who are taking drugs that if they get tested, there's no sign of it.
Right.
And so that's really HPV. There's no sign of it.
Right.
So it's really interesting how far we've come with medical
Right.
stuff. So, but anyway, according to the New York Health Department, it says make it kinky, be creative with sexual positions and physical barriers. I guess. Did you see? Did I show you that? Saturday
I think
Night
I do
Live
that now,
where
sexual position.
They had this Saturday Night Live that was so funny, and I saw it in May, but it was actually put out in like January before COVID was a big thing, and it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. So these two people they kept their distance, and the girl goes, "Do me now," and she goes and pulls over her head and pulls down this big sheet of like saran wrap and puts it between them, and so they're having whatever relations with that. And then one time, I want to kiss you, I must kiss you, and he goes to kiss her, and she pulls out this plastic shield, and they kissed the plastic. It was so funny. It was so stupid, but it was so funny.
Right.
It was probably the best SNL I've seen in a long time. It had me laughing because they just had this thing. I mean, it was either when COVID had just started or right before or right after or something, but it was when they had audiences yet.
Yeah.
And it was really, really funny. I'd like to hear, I'm trying to figure out where that noise is coming from.
I don't think it's me. I hope it ain't my
It might
mic.
be me.
It's whenever somebody turns their head. Who knows?
It's got to be me, I guess.
I was going to say, because I haven't been turning my head. mostly.
Danny says bullshit in the middle of sex. He's not stopping.
Thank you,
Danny.
you. You're in the middle of it. You're not going to stop. You don't
Hi,
stop.
puppy.
You don't stop. I mean, that ruins the sex. I'm sorry, that ruins it.
Get up. It's something to get up.
Do you need to sing a little higher, Mike?
No.
Okay.
It also says, this is so funny. It says physical barriers. It says also allow sexual walls that allow sexual contact while preventing face-to-face. In other words,
We know you're down there. We know you're down there.
Yeah, he's saying, well, now there's another barrier I can't get to.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I blocked the,
But then they were talking about having a glory hole. They actually said here, yes, they appear to be talking about a glory hole here.
I think he's mad that he can't get to you, Trish.
Safer sex may not seem all that sexy, but the New York City Department of Health aims to inspire. New Yorkers should actually avoid sex parties, but for those of you who insist on going before the groove is fully back this summer, the city explains it's imperative that to get jabbed before you attend. Get others with large groups to have group sex, multiple sex partners, or sex with people you do not know. So by all means, pick larger and more open and well-ventilated areas for orgy action. Furthermore, those vaccinated but symptomatic of illness should also avoid having sex in close contact with others until a quarantine period is up. So there you go. You can actually, you have your set of guidelines. Let's see here. Oh, here's a set of guidelines. All right, we got them. It says, let's see here. You are the safest sex partner. Masturbation will not spread the COVID, especially if you wash your hands and any sex toys with soap and water at least 20 seconds before and after. The next safest sex partner is someone you live with. Having close contact, including sex with a small circle of people, helps prevent COVID.
I mean, I can't have sex with all them 5 girls that I want to have sex with and plus Trish.
See, this here, it sounds a lot like it should be talking about taking the AIDS list and just putting the word COVID in there. It's kind of funny. Anyone outside your household, avoid. And no group sex either.
Oh, sorry, Trish, you're out of luck.
Horn dogs are usually...
Hey, I got my group right here. Ow.
No, don't get me in trouble.
No, she just turned me out. See?
I can't get you in
Buddy,
trouble with
okay.
anybody.
I'm
You
going
don't
to go
have
off
any.
camera for a minute so you can get in there, buddy. Is that what you want? You want over there? There you go, buddy. There you go.
Oh, now he'll eat them.
Yeah, now I'll eat them because, yeah. Yep.
So now you're out of this picture again.
Yeah, now I'm out of the picture again. But I'll go back to my normal spot for a second here. We'll just turn the channel here, or turn the camera.
Blame it on Buddy.
There you go.
There we go. Now we're back in. Okay. So.
See, I gave you another part of the screen. You're even a different part of the screen.
Right,
now.
right,
Because
yeah.
it didn't look right.
Yeah,
You were covering
so-
up so much stuff.
We'll just, fly by my seat of my pants, as they would say.
And Danny says, we know where your glory hole is, Mike. Danny, which Mike are you referring to? Because they're both named Mike.
Video dates, sexting, and chat rooms.
And then it says, when did Trash Talking Radio turn triple X?
Video dates, sexting, and chat rooms may be options for you.
I thought it was Triple X all the time.
But I thought it was kind of funny that they would actually go and publish this stuff for people, like people are going to read it. The people that are going to read it are really not the people that are going to go to those parties. So I just kind of found that very entertaining.
Danny, you've been away too long.
Besides, you don't have sex anyway, Dan.
And you know this.
Believe me, Danny, this is probably one of many that I'll be probably doing the show, so, you know.
Why do you,
Danny, for the record,
why do you think he tags me in?
I know. Danny, for the record, the other Mike is my boyfriend.
Not me.
No, that's why I said the other one.
I'm not that crazy.
And she said Mike, not Michael. You like to be referred as Michael, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I also like to be referred to Michael, but I don't care if she says Mike for me because I'm okay
Well,
with
see,
that.
I was introduced
So that's
to
why
him
she
as
said Mike.
So
The-
he's
the
always
other-
going to be Mike.
And you
to
should have
me.
said the other Michael.
Well,
In this case, but that's okay, Trish. I mean, like I always say to work, the girl comes in, she goes to me, "That's my favorite DoorDasher," and I'm like, "Well, I thought I was your favorite DoorDasher when I was DoorDash." She goes, "That's a different story." I said, "Yeah, I feel the love." She goes to me, "I know you feel the love."
all right.
So there, you were right.
Well,
I'm always right.
on that note, we'll move on. Go ahead, Michael.
Was I right about it?
He says no sex in that household. Yeah. Oh, honey, you got to meet this Danny sometime. You think this is bad? Wait till you meet Danny.
What do you mean bad? I'm not bad.
You're bad in a good way.
All right. I don't know if you guys heard about this. There was this bad accident where a firefighter who died alongside his baby daughter, and stop it.
No, I didn't see that, but a 15-car pileup?
Yeah, but they beat yours by a lot.
Yeah, 11 cars.
Yeah, by how many people that died.
No, that's true.
That's what I'm talking
We didn't
about.
have any that died, thank goodness.
Now I gotta figure out how to do this. I gotta figure out how to turn this on.
Danny, you're supposed to keep that quiet.
I don't know
What
to
did you say?
Trish, don't even get me started about your glory hole, LOL.
You got pictures.
No, he doesn't.
You may have. I was going to say he may have pictures, but I don't. I mean, what the hell? I don't even come close to that one. Get it? I don't even come close to that one. Ha ha ha.
Oh, God. You're going to get me in trouble, Danny.
I can't
I
remember.
tell you,
how to
all
do
I
it.
need is a line to feed into, sweetheart.
I know.
So I gotta go step one. Where's the icon? I don't see an icon. No. This is driving me crazy. I should have not put this on before the show. I was tired of seeing freaking ads come up all the time. Now I gotta figure out how to turn it off. Where's the ad blocker?
You still have it?
Oh, somewhere. Can't figure out how to turn it on. It's driving me nuts. And it's a short drive. Shit.
Oh, this is interesting. While he's trying to do that, whatever, it says, would you rather? And there's 4 options. Well, I know what he would say. Free gasoline for 2 years, paid vacation and $10,000, free groceries for a year, or bills paid for 8 months.
Which one do you think that was?
You'd probably say the paid vacation and $10,000.
I was thinking pay the bills.
I was
Boy, you
thinking
don't have
almost.
that many
I
bills.
was almost thinking that too. To pay pay the bills for all 8 months. You know, that way you have 8 months, obviously, to you do all the, and that includes like everything, like if you have a car payment, everything, or it doesn't say.
It just says bills paid for 8 months.
Anyway, Alabama firefighter 29 who died alongside his baby daughter after a 15-car pileup that also saw 8 foster children aged 4 to 17 killed in a bus fireball after this storm. So it was just such a shame. A lot of people died in that storm. Just in an accident that had a big 15-car pileup. And I had a follow-up to that too. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find this when I was doing the follow-up. But the follow-up was, let me see here. Here it is.
Now I totally understand why Buddy likes the show on Tuesday.
Here's
all these streets.
Here's a picture of the follow-up. I mean, a picture of that crash that had 15 cars crashed. Take a look at that. Is that crazy?
Oh my goodness.
Just, I just can't even imagine that. Look at that.
Federal investigators are analyzing the scene of the fatal multi-vehicle crash that killed 10 people, including 9 children in Alabama. The accident happening on Interstate Highway I-65 Saturday afternoon.
This is probably the most horrific accident that I've ever seen.
At least 17 vehicles were involved in the collision. The horrifying images showing some cars ignited into flames. According to the coroner, severe storms that hit the region Saturday could have played a role in the fatal crash. Among the victims, 29-year-old Cody Fox and his 9-month-old daughter. Fox, who worked for the Marion County Emergency Management Agency in Tennessee, remembered by his EMA co-workers on Facebook for his upbeat attitude, his willingness to learn, and for being a dedicated responder, a good son, a good brother, a good father, and a good friend. 8 children between the ages of 4 and 18 were also killed while riding together in a van from a girls' ranch for neglected or abused youth from a trip to the beach. The sole survivor from that vehicle was the driver and the director of Ranch Life from the Tallapoosa Girls Ranch, who were told lost 2 of their own children in the tragedy.
We lost 8 young people that can make a difference in our world. We lost 8 young people that didn't have a chance to have their own children. We lost 8 young people that can't break the cycle of where they've been and change for their children. It's a sad day.
It is. I mean, it's really bad.
It is going to be an unbearably difficult week for the members of the Tallapoosa County Girls Ranch here. They now have 8 funerals that they have to prepare for and to cover the cost. A GoFundMe account has been started in the camp. But they know they need the most are people's prayers.
And
Brianna?
saying to myself, I'm not.
They will get help on many levels there. Martin, thank you so much. Martin Savage for us in Camp Hill, Alabama.
You know, they always say there's an angel on your shoulder, and you know, I thank God maybe there was that day, you know, in my car,
sign it
you know,
or sign it. That's one choice. And these crazy high interest rates.
Well, you know, the other thing too is when you asked me about it, I couldn't get the words out other than no, because I was processing the shock of the accident. So I couldn't get my door open, but I couldn't get the words out that I couldn't get the door.
Yeah.
It's just a shame because, I mean...
And of course, when I saw smoke in the airbag, my thought went the same way you did. This thing's going to catch on fire and I can't get out.
I'm trying to find a sound, but sound, if I'm sitting still, I don't hear it.
You have my headset down, don't you? Because I'm not hearing you two do as well.
I didn't touch it, but I can turn it up.
Yeah, but
Talk.
yes.
Now? Higher?
Yes.
Higher?
I'm not hearing nothing.
Nothing.
Did it pull out? Shut up!
That was not good.
Yes, I know. I realized it after
And I know we have an hour to go, but
I may have hit.
Yeah, we have 40 minutes.
Can you hear me now?
Just barely. Yeah, now I'm hearing myself. Yeah, now you can turn it down. Now I'm hearing myself.
Woohoo! He's gonna turn you on.
Now I'm hearing. Now I'm hearing it. I have the sound. Yeah. Yeah. Now I can hear. Now I can hear it real well. Before the whole show, I probably should have said something, but that's fine. Because I've been hearing us. In a small room, but yeah, it's probably that because now I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing everybody. I'm hearing you very well. Yeah.
I'm gonna change something.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go again. Changing everything. Ouch.
Not everything, just changing.
Well, like I said, next time I do this, yeah, I mean I'm hearing you very well now. Next time I do this, I'll bring my.
Oh, I see.
Is it you causing the issue?
What was it?
See
it's
this?
Him. It's him. It's him.
He never turned the other mic off, and he's going from the other mic. See?
It's him causing the problem.
3 mics, four mics actually. Five. Hold on.
He was blaming
He's got the wrong mic.
This is Trisha's old mic. And I gave her that mic.
Now I'm hearing you.
Now I understand.
He was trying to blame it on.
He was blaming on me. Right. Okay. So, like I said, next time I will bring my.
Now I understand why I really
this
distorted
perfect.
now, too.
Now I'm hearing beautifully.
Okay. Hey, check. How many weeks was this like this? This was a lot. Okay.
Wow. That is amazing.
Okay.
Maybe I should have said something, 2 hours ago?
Well, maybe I should have investigated more.
Well, like I said, next time,
Check.
when.
Wow,
Because there will be a next time, people.
This is
I know.
a world of difference. All I have to do is use the right mic.
There you go. So
I didn't use the right mic.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
That's so much better. It's still making some noise, but it's not making as much. Yeah. That mic was picking up everything.
Yeah.
Now I understand what's.
So
now I'm really confused because that means that other mic is not plugged in at all because nothing happened when I tapped it.
Well, like I said, I'll bring my computer next time, and we'll see if that works. Because, like I said, this is not for some reason connecting to it.
I'm going to play with it when you're done.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
All right. Woo! We go to play with it when he's done.
Yeah, but
we get to watch him play with him. All right. We get to watch him play with him. Yes.
Okay. Hey, I'm between two guys. What can I say?
Too much?
Yeah, that's true.
You know enough to bury us all, probably.
I do.
That's true.
So that's
there
true. We go. Now I can actually hear me, and it sounds much better.
Yes, it sounds much better. Yes.
What is it?
It is. He said that it was pit fires from Iraq, and soldiers now have terminal cancer from those fires and smoke.
Well, I guess that shows that we appreciate their work. Hey, there's a cat on my porch. Get away. I'm done with
him. Cat.
I'm done with him. I don't want no cats.
A pussycat. Pussycat.
Spoiled dog.
I was going to say, now I know why he likes the show.
All right, so now, let's see. We've got that. Okay, I got to just that. And
you can't see this, honey, but he says, I'm just playing with Tricia.
Connie's going to love this when we go do the feedback and everything. She's not going to understand half of the stuff that we're doing. But, I'm going to I can do the feedback or do the, like I did with her, and show her the playback. And she's not going to understand half of this. And I'll have to
look at your car.
Yeah.
I guess it's been on since last week.
Well.
Look. Ooh, airbags. Yeah. Hey. Now I know what an airbag feels like.
Yeah, I know what they look like, too.
I guess I got to do it this way, right? There it is. I was trying to figure out.
When did you actually have that on your website, Michael?
No, that was on last week's show.
Oh.
I brought it up so people could see the accident. So, there we go.
Okay.
All right.
He never did call you back.
No. I guarantee you he's going to do the same move. I go in at 4 o'clock tomorrow, 4 to, I think, 11, and I guarantee he's going to call me like at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I can't talk.
Yeah, this is my insurance company, though.
I'm not
no, that's right. Your insurance never called me back either.
Nope, that's what I'm saying.
So, Exactly. It's like when they want something done in their favor, they'll move. When it's in your favor, they don't.
Talk.
I am very sorry.
Talk.
We talk, okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were doing.
Yeah, you're not on the mic.
No, I have
Oh,
to,
yeah,
but
that's
what
right. She doesn't. Gotta get you to talk. Swallow
I
it.
am.
Think it's a penis. Go ahead. Get near it.
You have to go there?
Well, you don't have one, do you?
Maybe.
Just pretend it's your boyfriend.
Ooh, ow.
There you go. Oh, he hurts you every time?
No.
You
Okay,
bastard.
I know, son of a bitch. I work you every time. I'll tell you. That's not what I get when they.
Am I getting my $10?
$10 for
You
what?
broke her, so you buy it.
She was worth more than that.
Well,
I don't
then
have
it's
enough
a deal.
money.
Then
I'm
20.
sorry.
Give me
I
20.
said I told you I
Then
don't have enough money to pay
said
for
I
her.
was
Then
Christ.
20.
Priceless.
All right, $20.
Oh,
Or buy my lunch.
okay. I will do that. I'll buy you. Next time we do the show,
Right now.
next time we
You
do
can
the
pay
show.
for my sub.
Okay.
I always
Next time we
wanted
do the
to
show,
know.
I will buy
That's
the
only
Okay.
I
Next
always
time we do
wanted
the
to
show,
know
I will
what
buy
it
the
was
lunch.
like.
Okay.
Two guys
Dinner.
fighting
Well,
over
there you go.
We're not
There-
fighting over you.
No. Next time we buy the time we do the show,
Seven. I got to pay myself.
next time we go, I buy lunch. Okay. Which will be, well, definitely. By the way,
That's your
you will
charge. You're
mention
going to charge
that. You will
every time
mention
he comes to the show.
that.
That
I told her.
would, that could be zeros for you. If we charge him every time he comes into the
There
studio,
you go. There you go.
I'll give you zero. Keep it.
And by the way, I did mention to her before the show that I was going to mention it on the air.
No, we're not.
Okay, yes, we are.
No, we're
that
not.
I will be either we don't know what day it is, the Tuesday before, or the Tuesday after
No.
someone in this room's birthday, and
Buddy,
her
we're
name,
talking- oh,
the name is
where to
not
go?
Mike. Okay, we are doing a.
Oh, Buddy's birthday party?
That's
No,
right.
it's
Buddy's
yours.
birthday party, exactly.
It's your
yes.
birthday.
Trish's birthday party, the Tuesday before her birthday,
would
or
be
the
the
Tuesday
3rd.
after. Okay, so we're going to do it the 3rd?
I guess.
Okay, well,
Decided
we
you wanted
haven't
Michael.
decided, so I need to know so I can take off that night.
Well, if that's the day you want to do it, I mean, if you
Okay,
really, I wouldn't do it at all for me. I mean,
well,
Exactly.
okay. I prefer to do it, so I will be on that show definitely. We will schedule it to Tuesday, the 3rd.
in fact, I'll take off. You can run the show. You can
Oh, there you go. If I knew how to run the show, I would, but
get off
you
my
know,
side.
Yeah.
Excuse you, I'm already straddling the desk.
But anyway, we will do a birthday party for the young lady sitting there.
She won't be young then.
Yeah, that's right. She won't be young because she'll be 52 years old.
I'm still younger than
That's
you.
right. She'll be 52 years old,
And I'm
we will
younger
do.
than you.
Right. And,
Then
and
still
you
age
never know.
better.
There
I'm
may
the
be
baby
some
of the
surprises.
group.
There may
I'll
be some
say he's got to
surprises.
stop wetting yourself.
Yeah, we maybe have some surprises on the show too.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I knew I should have never done this.
That's
you did
correct.
it though, didn't you?
That's right. Yep.
Ugh.
So
Danny,
there
he
you go.
has balls
I told you
before.
I was going to mention it on the show, and we had 30 minutes, and I mentioned it on the show. There you go.
All right.
Now
I got to be picky about what I'm going to do because we're at 9:30 already.
See, I told you time flies.
Okay,
when
so
you're having fun.
this year was the first year. Last Friday was Juneteenth.
I still have trouble.
Do you know what
saying that word.
Juneteenth is? Do you know what it is?
no.
I do.
You just know it's now a federal holiday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was some kind of. Oh, I don't remember
It's
what
the
it
day
was.
that slavery ended in the United
That's
States.
yes. Okay, yes. They were talking about that on the radio. That it is now a federal holiday.
Yes, it is. And, actually, this is the first one, and actually they voted on it really close to the holiday. And I had a friend who works for the state who was off Friday, but she had to go in Saturday, so it didn't work out for her. But just kind of strange how that happens. Yeah, Juneteenth. Is it June? Yeah, Juneteenth.
Yeah,
So that was interesting. People across America gathered on Saturday to celebrate Juneteenth. On June 19th, 1865, slaves in Texas found out they were free 2.5 years after President Lincoln delivered the Emancipation. So even after the president said, here's the Emancipation Proclamation, they were still slaves for this. And 2.5 years later, They were freed. So they had to wait an extra 2.5 years. That's pretty strange, and I had never heard that before. A lot of people had never heard of Juneteenth. I didn't hear about it till this article. So I had no idea what it was, and I thought, wow, that's really bizarre. A lot of people never heard of it. Had you heard of it before this?
Mm-hmm.
You knew about it before? You knew it last year?
No, I didn't know it was going to be
Why
a
am I not
holiday.
getting any sound out of you? You're talk.
To me? Okay. No,
Yeah.
I knew it was a federal.
I'm
or
not
it
getting
was a
any
holiday,
sound
but
from
I
you.
never knew it was a federal holiday.
Now I'm getting something from her.
Yeah. Well, she
was down
sometimes
low.
she talks like this. Sometimes she talks this way. She won't,
Yeah,
she's like,
she's
I'm going to have to
down
put
low.
her headset back on
No.
because
Yeah.
she doesn't listen.
Yeah.
I do
She
like
can't.
this.
She likes to say, "Well, I like to talk to you like this, so I can't." The microphone's over here.
Why
Well, now he's over there. You can talk like that all the time now.
I'm trying to talk to both of you.
Don't
the
talk
same
to me
way.
then. Talk to him. Then you're going to be right in front of the microphone all the time. Think of it as his penis.
Really?
Yeah, because then you'll be right on top of it.
Oh, gee. Okay.
Oh, he's not. She's not on top.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta. Oh, that's a shame.
I am so done with you two. You especially. I should have known.
Anyway, a lot of people. Okay.
The only way I knew about it is the radio that I listened to, the station that I listened to happened to mention.
On Saturday, people across the mid-state rang in the new federal holiday after President Biden signed it into law on Thursday. So that meant if you were working Friday, you didn't have to work because it became a holiday. I think
but
he
you had
just.
to work Saturday or Sunday, right?
I just think that it's President Biden thought, how can I get another day off?
It's just another governmental holiday, that's all.
I think Biden felt that he was working too hard, so he wanted a day off.
Yeah, that's fine.
Isn't any president doesn't never get a day off? Even when they're on vacation, technically, are they really on vacation, Michael?
I thought it was funny because, like, when President Bush was in, the second one, he was on the golf course all the time. And they complained that Trump was on the golf course all the time. And, it's like, I don't really care. As long as the job gets done, you can take a day off. I don't care. You can take lots of days off as long as you do the work,
But the thing with it is, do the president really make those decisions, or he's the one that actually signs it? But isn't it the Congress or other stuff that actually say yes, we're going to do this, and
They're going to let go.
Right.
They all get an extra day off.
Right. Right. So, like I said, does he really get a day off? He's always working. That's why if you've ever seen a president, before they go in office, they have solid color, black hair or solid color, whatever. And then when they get out of office, it's like, oh, my half of hair is gray and the other half is black.
Well, that was a nice thing about Biden. He was already gray.
That's right. There you go. So we're going to see if he goes bald.
July 4th was an Independence Day, but not for all Americans because they weren't all equal at the time. And once slaves were officially freed and that message got in the way across the country, there was June 19th of 1865. So that's what we're celebrating. And
Chris,
in 20,
we know you like playing with your balls. So
and
stop.
at 2021, a Jubilee was hosted by Empower at the Bridge Foundation and Young Professionals of Color. I think it's awesome. So, all right. That's, let's see here. What we got there? We got that. Let's see. All right. You'll like this. Awesomely weird EV of the week. Ready?
Right.
Oh, you're not going to see anything.
Well, I will if I lean forward.
This is, okay, first of all, do you know what Alibaba is?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's one of those.
No.
Oh.
It's the Amazon of Europe.
Okay. Then I was totally.
Yeah, I knew you were going the wrong way when you started. I knew that.
Right. Okay. So
but
I'm totally off track.
Alibaba, if you wanted to buy something in Europe, you would go to Alibaba instead of Amazon. Now, they have the weirdest stuff. We did one about a vehicle that was like $2,000, an electric car for $2,000 that you could buy. And it's really cool. I like it. It's really, I think did we do that? I think we did it.
I think so, yeah.
Did we? I don't remember. Anyway, here is the stuff you can buy from Alibaba that's really cool. And I'll tell you, I actually want one of these, and you will never guess how cheap it really is. Look at this.
$250.
Look at this. Look at this. This is for around here, for around a house, for around a somebody that needs something around the house. I would buy one of those just so I could shovel snow.
Oh, geez.
No, seriously. Well, think about it. Back here, nobody shovels snow.
That's true.
And for about, okay, how much do you think the thing is on the left?
$2,000.
I'd say it's $250,000.
You're really close.
$2,500.
It's about $2,500. Yeah.
There you go.
And really, that's pretty good. That's pretty cheap because it's electric, first off. So you have to just plug it in for a battery. You don't have to worry about getting gas for it. It's probably fairly powerful. And how cool would it be? We're grown men. This is what we played with when we were kids.
That's exactly.
Except we can ride it and we can dig up the holes and stuff like that.
I didn't think of that.
I just thought how cool it would be
Yes.
to have either one of those, but preferred the one on the left.
And the thing of it is, how many people would come up to you and go, "Could I ride on that?" Or they would go, "Could I borrow that?"
But
You
it would
could
be
say,
back.
well, you can say, "Listen, give me whatever amount of money, and you can use it to hang out your."
My neighbor has a pretty fancy tractor. It's bigger than that, and he does he works really hard. He does a lot of crazy around the house stuff.
Right.
But for me, that would be an awesome thing because I could do my even just for the winter because I can't get out of here. I'm too old to be shoveling snow.
I even said that to her when coming back. I said, how do you get out of here? She goes, he does it.
I have. I mean, when I worked,
If he had
I would
to.
sit there and I spent 8 hours one time from the bottom to the top of the hill. And at the top of the hill, they plow that with one of the neighbors plows it, but they won't come back here down my hill and stuff. And if I parked up on top, that wouldn't be a big deal. And I'll tell you, that car of mine doesn't get stuck. That's how I broke the mirror. I got out and I was playing in the snow because I wanted to see if it would get stuck. And you can set the suspension up and down, and my car does not get stuck in this stuff. I was going up and down and I was patting it down, and I was having fun. I was just first time I broke the mirror. This is the second time I broke the mirror. First time I broke the mirror, I was late for an appointment, and I got in the car and I flipped it into reverse, and I ran out real quick, and I was too close to the one side, and it busted the mirror off. I thought, darn, it cost me $750 for that mirror.
Wow.
And so I was careful after I replaced it, and I was going up and down and all around, and I was having fun, and all of a sudden I heard this, and I looked over and I said, damn it, the second time I did that mirror, and now I got to replace it. I don't have to replace the whole mirror this time. I only have to replace the shell, the outer part. But
that's what you get for having
the thing is, I wouldn't have to, if I had something like that, I could just plow my area nice, and it would be kind of cool. And plus, there's lots of stuff. If I could get that in my yard, there's a spot in my yard that goes like this. It's really bad. I could fill that in. I could take that and use that to fill it in. And the trees that are in that yard that I want to move out, I could just pick them up and dump them over the fence. So I need to get a guy that's willing to work hard. And I have trees that fell down in my yard. Well, when I hurt my knee and my whole side, I don't know if you know that story, but
no.
Oh, I don't know if you want to know that story, but so
you mean Trish broke you too?
No, I was.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I
am innocent on this one.
No, Lisa broke me.
Okay.
But anyway, I had insurance issues where there were trees overhanging my house, and I contracted a guy to remove 7 trees. Paid quite a bit of money to have it removed, $2,200 to have those 7 trees moved. And I went back to the insurance company and said, I removed these trees. Are we good to go? And they said, well, we want to see all the corners of the house and make sure nothing is touching your roof. And I looked around. I went through the different sides of the house, and back in that corner, there was one tree that was touching the house, and there was under this corner one tree that was definitely touching the house. So I was just going to cut them down. Well, January 2nd was a really nice day. It was unbelievably nice. I was out without a coat. I mean, it was really nice. And I said, I'm going to do it today. And Lisa kept saying, don't you do it by yourself. Wait, I'll have my brother come down, and, you know, he'll come down one of these weekends and do it for you, or do it with you. And me, being the macho guy that I am, said, it's a big day today. I'm going to go out and do it now. And I got up, got all dressed, got, like, ready to go, and I said, I said hi to her. I said, I'll be back. I went outside, got my chainsaw, got myself all ready to go, went out and cut the first limb, boom, put the chainsaw down, turned around. I was on a hill. That hill I was talking about, I'd fill in with this. And when I fell, I twisted my ankle went one way, my knee went the other way. I busted my ankle up. My calf was messed up. My knee was messed up. My hip was messed up. My shoulder rotator cuff was messed up. My wrist was messed up. And I still have problems with my elbow and right in around here. And all that in one shot, one fall. In all the 12 years that I was in wrestling, I never did anything like that.
You know, that reminds me of the story. It's when, was it, 3 years ago, Connie had oxygen, and we were doing papers, and she goes, we need to turn off the oxygen machine. Well, my foot got caught on the edge of the bed. I flipped over the corner of the bed right onto my shoulder. Now, this is 3 years ago. I'm 50 years old, 4 days or 3 days after my birthday. Never broke a bone a day in my life. I broke one single piece of small bone in my shoulder. And to this day, I cannot lift my left arm all the way up like I can lift my right arm. It was like I never broke a bone a day in my life. 3 days after my 50th birthday, I broke a bone.
Well, now imagine this.
Oh, no.
I'm laying down. I can't use this arm. I can't use this knee. I'm out in the middle. I have my phone, cell phone, fortunately. I sent a text that said, help me. And that's all I said. And in the meantime, I'm thinking, how am I going to get back in the house? Lisa's just this little thing, little girl, and I'm this big. And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to have to force myself to limp myself in with one arm and one knee. And I got to use this knee. I felt something pop. You could feel it pop. When it popped, it popped. And it did. I did pop it back in place. But walking myself in on one knee and one arm, and I got about halfway in, and Lisa came out and she said, what did you do? And I said, I fell down and I hurt myself. She went on. She goes, I told you not to do that. Look what happened when you did that. And blah, blah, blah. And went on and on. I said, Lisa, do me a favor.
Shut up.
She said, what? I said, look, you and I both know I'm injured. You and I both know I fell. We don't need to go over this again. Please hold off until I get into the house and feel better. And then you can complain all you want. But I need to get in the house because I can't walk. So don't make it worse by complaining about the obvious, because I obviously did hurt myself. And she was good. She didn't do anything. So, like, I'm crawling in there. I'm, like, really horrible. And she called her brother and her brother's friend, and it takes them an hour or so to get down here. But I'm, like, crawling in. And I said, she goes, what else do you need? I said, well, I'm laying flat, stomach flat on the ground. I said, I need you to get me another pair of pants and maybe another pair of underwear, even though I didn't know. But I knew I needed another pair of pants because I landed in dog crap.
Wow.
So that was a running joke with us for a long time you got to change your pants because you got dog crap. But anyway, she got that stuff, and I somehow got up on the couch and sat on the couch, and I couldn't move my leg because if I moved my leg, I got a cramp in my hamstring, or not my hamstring, in my calf. And that was the worst thing. I couldn't walk for 2 weeks. I went to the hospital. They said I didn't break anything. I couldn't believe I didn't break anything after that because I couldn't walk, and I was in horrible pain. And even to this day, my knee's messed up. I had stem cells put in my knee 2 or 3 years ago, and they were almost complete. This knee was almost completely 100%, and I effed it up really bad. And I'm still, meniscus is what the doctor's saying might be the issue. So I just had an MRI last week. So, but anyway, if I had one of them, that's what I'm getting at. If I had one of them, I could have fixed it. I could have taken that to tear 3 down or something. Anything.
Stood in it and used the chainsaw to take.
Anyway, I'm looking for anybody out there that wants to make pretty good money to clean up my yard, because I got a lot of tree limbs.
What?
I got a lot of tree limbs and a lot of
free firewood.
Yeah, free fire. I do have a lot of free firewood. There's actually good thick stuff and lots of smaller limbs and stuff. And if I could find the right person, I would pay them very well to fix that, to clean that up.
So this is the last 15 minutes of the show.
Oh.
Buddies, right?
Oh wow, we're that far in.
Yeah, we're far.
Well,
that far
I'm probably going
to
to go over a little because I went late, or started late. But anyway, I thought that would be a really cool toy to have. I guess that's what I'm getting at. That would be a fun toy to have.
What do you mean?
So I want to get one of them, but it'll cost like $2,000, maybe another $500 for shipping, because it's coming from wherever that is in the Alibaba. But it's really looks like a lot of fun to play with. I mean, a lot of work could get done. So.
Yeah, a lot of work can get done.
Yeah.
You'd have more fun driving it.
Yeah. Of course. If it can go to 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, that'd be fun. Even more fun.
There you go.
Probably can't, but anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are going to go at 10 or not. I'm planning on going a little bit longer because.
I'm okay with going a little longer. It's up to you because you have to go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm good with the length of the show.
Okay. I'd like to go 3 hours, and actually
that's fine with me.
Let me see what we are. Where
He's having too much fun. We got him hooked now.
Okay. Oh, we're 2:37 is what we're at. So another 15 minutes, maybe.
I mean, I'm good.
You're good?
But it's
sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to force you. Not going to twist your arm. Not going to break any bones if you leave. Oh, what's that? Oh, wow. I can't read all that. If I can still get in touch with a few people, you can interview them. Well, we could talk. I mean, wrestling has been fun. When I was doing wrestling interviews, I had a lot of fun. We certainly had a lot of great guests on the show. But, I've evolved into this. This is, I haven't really done anything with wrestling stuff really for a long time. I mean, the best interview...
Is it like professional wrestling? Like,
yeah.
They always say, like, who's going to win before you go
what?
in. That's what they...
What are you talking about?
Well, there are always rumors.
Who are they?
I don't know.
Who are they?
The fans try to predict if it's right.
The fans.
What are you trying to say?
Well, they they know who's going to win before.
Well, maybe they're just good guessers.
Well, that's a possibility too. So, to make it exciting.
Did you ever see anything I did?
No, I did not.
You'd like some of the stuff I did. I did a lot of fun stuff.
I
did a lot of fun stuff. I really appreciate the time I had in wrestling, because I got to work with some of the greatest people.
It's amazing.
In the business.
You said that of all the years you were in wrestling, you never broke a bone.
No, that's not what I said.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I broke this wrist.
Okay.
I broke this finger.
Now, is it because you landed wrong, or just hit the guy wrong, or?
Yeah, all of the above. Well, the one time a guy about 400 pounds was running at me. I was on the outside of the ropes. He was supposed to hit me, but he hit me really hard, and I flew into the second row and land. I fell back this way, and I fell wrong, and I just broke my wrist. And I didn't even go to the hospital till the next day, because when we got up there, I dropped you off, right?
Yeah.
And I went to the hospital. They said there's a 7-hour wait in the ER. I said, well, if it's going to be 7 hours, I'll come back in the morning. And I went home and went to sleep and got up and had them work on it.
At that point, when you're injured, do they stop the wrestling at that point? You just keep on going with your injury until at the point when they say, okay.
I mean, if you want, if you
you're done.
If you say, hey, I'm hurt too bad to continue, they'll finish the match.
Right.
But I never did that. I always went to the distance.
He pushed it,
And,
pushed through it.
and I
Even
did.
with the cast.
Well, then I had a cast for the next year or so. I think it was that I had that cast because that was a long time I had that cast. It was so, and it was perfect because I could protect myself and do. But anyway,
You had to have been there.
I had some really good times, and it was a lot of fun. I'll show you some of the things that I've done. Totally off script. Here's probably my best interview ever.
Oh, gosh,
I'm going to do this one.
That was you? I thought that was your twin brother.
Hello, hello, Mr. Moneybags, Ted DiBiase, Mr. $1 Million Man. You know what? You march into Genesis Pro Wrestling, and you're giving out all kinds of money. Just like the guy grows on trees. But you know what? Let's be honest for a second. I know, and everyone else here knows, you're all washed up. You were so 80s. In fact, your 15 minutes is up. So anyway, who gave you the money? Let me think about this for a second. Could it be Teddy Jr.? Yeah, I went there. You know what? He's a real star of the family. But that's another
Now, first off, the story behind this is that
story.
that
If you really want to know
that Genesis Pro was going to do a tribute to Ted DiBiase, and it was a pretty big show. I mean, I think it was sold out.
Yeah, I think so.
And they said to me, "We want you to cut a promo on Ted DiBiase." Ted does not know you're going to do it, and nobody else knows.
I
So
don't
it
know.
was between me and the promoter. They're the only ones. They told me what they wanted, and so they gave me it. And Ted's out there, and they talked to him, and they said they gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award. And he came out, and he was almost in tears because he was being honored at this show, and everybody was saying how great he was, and he was saying thank you very much. You go out there and you do the best you can, and you don't ever really expect anything in return. Blah blah blah. And he was a total babyface, total good guy, and nobody knew this was coming. But then as he started going on talking about things, this came up. This popped on a giant screen with my face on it, and all the people were hearing this cut on Ted DiBiase, and I was cowering even in the back because I was thinking, man, these people are going to think I'm an asshole. And they're going on, and I'm going on and on about this. And when it was all said and done, there couldn't have been a more evil person in that room than me. When I came out for the match, people were pulling at my headdress. People were hitting me on the back. People were just so angry at me. But
Now, you do know who Ted DiBiase is.
Yes.
everyone knows the $1 Million Man.
Yes.
real story about Ted, just buy his book. Anyway, so I'm not really sure who came up with this idea, but it was either the board of directors of Genesis Pro Wrestling, or maybe it was Commissioner Bulldog Woof Woof Blansky. Could have been Bobby Rydell, Integrity Bookings, President Palladino, whoever, it doesn't really matter. But you've been given the honor of crowning the winner of the main event with the new championship belt. Now in the main event, we have the supernatural Samir Ahmed II, and he's accompanied to the ring by me, Sheikh Zabala. And he's taking on Chris Payne Forza. You know what? We might as well come down to the ring right now, and you can just hand us the belt. I'll tell you why. Ahmed is going to bury Forza, kind of like your career's buried. That's right, preacher man. And it's not going to be resurrected either. So, a little word of advice. I'm always at ringside whenever you see Ahmed. And when it's over, it's going to be you crowning the first ever Genesis Pro World Champion to Samir Ahmed II. Oh, Ted, you always say everyone has a price. Does that include you?
And that was it. And that was what people got very angry about. And I would have been angry too, because it was not a very nice thing. We had a blast though. It was like one of those things that, whew, man, I couldn't have been more hated that night.
Except at a Puerto Rican Day Festival.
Yeah, I mean the other, I don't know, we're known for getting in trouble for things that we have said or done. And like when we went to she was talking about the Puerto Rican, they have a Puerto Rican Day Festival in New Jersey. And it's northern New Jersey, and the owner of the federation is Puerto Rican. And when I was a kid, and when you were a kid, if you watched wrestling, the good guys were Americans.
Yeah.
In the Puerto Rican Federation, the bad guys are American. Or the bad guys are not Puerto Rican. So we went to this thing, and it was an afternoon show, I believe, and we went there, and I think it was a Sunday even, and we got there, and it was actually a pretty cool club. It was a real dirty club. I mean, it really wasn't well maintained, in my opinion.
Wasn't it Lucky's?
I don't know. It might have been. But we went to this thing, and we're having, we were the bad guys, and we were we had an angle that we ran, and I had him on my show before we went to his show. And my guys are going to take your belts, and there's nothing you can do about it. You guys are going to lose your belts that day. So we go to this thing, and in tradition, the challenger comes in first. Okay, so they introduce us in Spanish, and I get down to the ring, and what's the most obnoxious thing you could possibly say? This is America, and you should be speaking English. Introduce us again in English. And so right there was a big thing that nobody was happy with that. We were being booed like I didn't have to do anything else for the rest of the night. But I did. Yeah. And so my guys got in the ring, the Trash Clan. And first of all, when they came down to the ring, one of them was carrying an Irish flag.
Yes.
And one of them, was he carrying an American flag?
I think so, yeah.
And the other guy was carrying an American flag. And when they came down to the ring, we did our thing, and we lost the match. And after we lost the match, my guys went in, and I went in, and we beat them up and let them land on the canvas and took their belts. And I said, see, I told you. There was nothing you could do, or you could do. And I started walking away, and I stopped, and I said, oh, yeah. And I pulled out a 3x5 card, and I said,
Muesa mi puente.
Which means kiss my ass.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't think we were going to get out of there alive. You get a room full of angry people throwing things at you, and they were throwing all kinds of things. They were booing. They were nasty. They were angry. We got upstairs to our dressing room, and I said, let's take our promo shot, and right after intermission, let's go home, because we may have pushed the envelope a little too far, and we did. We left, and that was, I have never been so scared as I was that day. It was pushing the envelope a little bit too far.
And he texts me and says, we're leaving.
And I usually stay to the end of the night, regardless of where I am on the card, because we like to take pictures of the whole show.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel comfortable that night because I had people so mad. And when we left, I made sure I left right away. And I walked out to the car and I said, let's get out of here.
Hey, Danny has a question.
What's his question?
What do you think of the Matt Hardy situation and wanting to buy and tear down the old ECW building in Philly? Blue Meanie apparently cut a massive heat promo on that. Where is that promo, Danny? Do you know?
Well, I think that's just a promo. I don't really think.
Well, I'd kind of like to hear. I mean, if Matt Hardy would buy the ECW.
It's an angle. It's an angle.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I doubt that he would waste his
I don't think
hard-earned
he would
money.
tear it down because there's too many memories in there. I am talking.
Yeah, but they didn't work there.
Oh.
Not that if they did, they didn't work there long. I don't remember if they worked there at all, but it was just a gimmick thing. I mean, I really doubt that meant anything, because why would he waste his money? He doesn't care. That's an angle. He's not going to do
Okay.
it. I don't know. I didn't hear the angle. I'm still behind. I haven't watched AEW last week's show. I'll watch that tomorrow. I've just been busy. So, just crazy stuff. But, you know, that's one of the things that stands out as one of my favorite angles, but most dangerous angles.
Oh, yeah.
Man, some of the things that I did in that. But, you know, it's actually, I got over as a face, too. I also, in New York, was an audience member sitting in the audience, and what was his name? The fitness guy from WWE, not Simon, what was it? Anyway, he was cutting a promo on how everybody should be in good shape
Simon
like him.
Diamond.
No, it wasn't Simon
No.
Diamond. It was that guy that, I can't think of his name. Anyway, but he cut a promo on it and said that, like this guy here, look at him, he's fat. He was going, you know, and I was called into the ring and got the microphone, and I said, you know, you're right. You're right. I will admit that I am a bit, you know, overweight and stuff like that. And I tried your thing, and it just didn't work. No matter what it did. And then I called out the guy I was managing that night. I said, now I'm working out, and I'm now working with this guy, and he's the guy that's saving my life, and whatever it was. And the guy was a real jerk backstage, and I had a gimmick where I hit people with clipboards and stuff. And that night was the first night I actually tried to hurt somebody with a clipboard, because the guy was just obnoxious and just really bad. So, you know.
If you had to choose between you and the wrestling or the musician,
I did have to choose it.
Right, well, which one did you like better? I know it's an unfair question.
Well, I mean, they're two different
angles.
things.
So,
Well, two different longevities, too.
Right.
I started music 40 years ago, and I started wrestling in the 2000s, the early 2000s. So I think I picked the right path if I had to choose which one I was going to go first, because you're very limited in wrestling as far as the things you do, because your body wears out on you. So in those 12 years that I was in wrestling, I wore out body parts a lot quicker than I do. No one is ever going to come after you with a chair in music.
Right.
Unless you really sound that bad.
Or you fall off the table.
or you break a chair like I did.
Hey, by the way, how is your eyesight?
It's better.
Good.
That's another angle that I did. That was actually a pretty fun angle. I don't know if you ever watched ECW or not. But ECW had an angle where the Sandman was blinded by Tommy Dreamer. Mm-hmm. And he he covered his eyes up and wore a thing and did a gimmick where he couldn't see, and Tommy Dreamer pledged his loyalty to the Sandman because he injured him and took him out of wrestling. And he promised to give him money out of his own pocket for the rest of his life. And anyway, it turned out that while he was doing that, he was unwrapping his eyes while Tommy Dreamer was looking the other way and attacked him from that angle. Well, I did that angle in New York when I was working for
PWR.
Yeah, and it was funny because I had the clipboard, and I went to hit somebody with the clipboard, and I put it down, and somebody else grabbed it. One of the other guys grabbed it, and he hit me with the clipboard, and I covered my eyes up, and I couldn't see. And they led me back, and we wrapped my eyes up, and she led me out to the car, and she drove away, and about a mile down the road, I wrapped my eyes and drove the rest of the way.
But then the next month, when we went back,
I couldn't go the next month because I was somewhere else.
Oh, that's right.
I was supposed to be somewhere else next month, and when I went back the following month, I came back with, and I had someone lead me out to the ring and everything, and I was managing a guy, and this guy cut the promo. I'm really sorry about the things that happened with you, and I want to try to do what I can to help you, and this and that, and the match is going on, and I'm sitting in the audience, and I just had it up so I could see what was going on in the match. And at a certain spot, when he least expected it, I came in the ring. I was led to the ring, and I couldn't see, and I took it off, and hit him over the head with my clipboard.
But it was funny because going in, I had to lead him into the building.
Right.
And when the fans saw him, they still couldn't believe that he couldn't see.
Right.
And it's like, wow, you were really hurt.
Right, right.
You know, you do things that are fun, try to entertain the audience and try to give them, you know, the best show you can for the money. So in wrestling, I went further than I did in music in a shorter period of time. So I would say I am prouder of my music because it's me. It's my music, and no one can ever take that from me.
Right.
People can steal angles, but my music is my music, and, you know, I kind of think that probably is more important to me. But I'm glad I got to do both because I can actually, for many reasons, one of which is honoring my father, who used to take me to the wrestling matches and used to be just a really, he was very influential in my wrestling career, if you want to call it a career, and it just was something that I have that nobody else can say about. I mean, no one can. I mean, for better or for worse, it was really a fun thing, and I did everything I got to do, and Lisa made a comment on the Challenger thing I was talking about earlier. She said, only if you had a Challenger RT, you know that Dodge will go back to being the fastest car. Hey, it may end up. Dodge may take it over. But for now, Tesla's still number one. Hey, who knows? I just wonder how fast a car can actually go. You know, it's not a rocket. So you can't, there's got to be a limitation. Where's that point where it's really no longer feasible? Where's the point where it self-destructs at a certain speed?
What does the person get? Now, I'm talking about kids these days, 16, maybe 18-year-old kids, get from drag racing on a street. I can understand it if you're drag racing in a close area who got to win awards and stuff like that. What does the kid get for doing it on the street?
Did you ever drag race?
No, that's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm asking.
I mean, I didn't either because I was a wimp and I never had a fast car. And I always drove really slow cars. But I can feel I know what I can tell you what it's like when I drag race my car. It's a thrill I can't really explain to you, but it's really, it's a rush. But I try not to do that anymore because, you know, it's like if you got the power, you don't have to show it off.
Right.
But you do anyway sometimes.
Right.
But you know, it's just it's something that, especially now, I can't really speak from her point of view because she's into fast cars.
Right.
I didn't buy that car because it was fast, although that was one of the reasons I bought it. It wasn't because it was fast; it was because it was a cool car, and I wanted a nice car, and I'd like a luxury car, and I didn't know what that was like. And now, when I buy the next one, I have a choice.
Yeah.
If I want to go with the Model X, I can buy the Model X that gets 360 miles to the charge. Mm-hmm. That's a really fast Model X.
Right.
Or I can buy the slow Model X for probably, I'm going to say, 40 or 50,000 less. Mm-hmm. That isn't as fast and wouldn't be a Challenger. Mm-hmm. But it would still be functional. And for me, it would still be a fast car. It would still, instead of doing 2.9 or whatever number it is, it might do 3 seconds. 3 point, or maybe it would be, even if it was 4 seconds.
Yeah.
It's still faster than most cars out there. But, you know, I'm not buying it for the speed. I did buy this one because it was the top of the line with everything. But the next time, the reason I would buy it is that, I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong number, 300. What did I say, 300? Did I say 360?
Yes.
340 is what I would get with that car. Mm-hmm. But I can get 360 if I get the one that's not as fast.
Right.
I might get that one because I don't care about the speed anymore. I want the distance.
Right.
To me, that's more important. And still, that car at 360 is going to get me not as fast as a Challenger, but it'll be pretty fast.
It's the same thing. It's like when I went for the Mitsubishi, and I was looking at the Chevy Cruze, and I looked at it, and obviously, it's not the dealer's fault. They turned over the cars that well. He said the next day the Cruze was there. We happened to be looking at 3 other cars. We happened to went in, and boom, he goes to me, "What about this?" And I go, "What?" And he goes, "The Mitsubishi." And I'm like, first of all, I wasn't keen on red. And I said to him, anything but red, anything but white. He comes out red or maroon, as everybody would call it, and it's a Mitsubishi. I've never heard of Mitsubishi before.
Oh, Mitsubishi is awesome.
Right, I've never heard of it, and I'm talking.
Mitsubishi was it?
The only Mitsubishi I knew
No, Mitsubishi was
some.
Mitsubishi was another, back in the 70s and 80s, was a, I could see the car. I could see it.
Well,
Mitsubishi? It was
it was like we're at the desk and we're going over it. He goes to me, "Do you want to test drive it?" And I said, "Sure, I'll test drive it." I get down maybe a half a mile down the road, and I'm looking or saying to myself, "What am I doing?" Whether I like the vehicle or not, I need somebody who's going to finance me around a $10,000 car with tax and tax. Well, he gets back and he sends the papers and everything, and it was exactly around $10,000, maybe a little bit more. And my dad goes, "But that's a 3-cylinder. It's not fast." And I'm like, "I don't care if it's fast. I need a vehicle that I can afford. And I need a vehicle that somebody's going to loan me the money
just to go back and forth to work."
Right, exactly. And I turned around, and he goes to me, "Well, if you know what you're doing," we went and did the paperwork and all that, and they finally, the first, company out of, I think it was Maryland, bid. And it was like, okay, so it was one of those things where I got the car, and I fell in love with it after years of driving it. I had people saying to me, "How much you want for that car now?"
Sure.
And I was like, wow, and I was like, "Well, when I'm done with it, I'll sell it to you for whatever." And, they were still willing to buy it because one of them liked the color, one of them liked, was a Mitsubishi, one of them liked, and everything. And I'm like, I miss that car. Yeah. I wish I still had it. I really do.
There's lots of cars that.
Yeah, but with what you're driving now.
I'll tell you, yeah, exactly. So it's like now I'm in a position when I go to a dealer or I go to somebody, I can say, "Listen, this is what I want this time."
Right.
And
that's where I'm at. I'm at a point where I'm educated better than I was then. Like, for instance, one of the things I got in this car, I have a 6-seater.
Yeah.
If I got the 7-seater, the back 2 rows of seats would go flat.
Right.
The 6-seater, only the back row goes flat. So if I were to do it again, I would get the 7-seater because it makes sense. Because if you're driving a vehicle, there's many times that I wish that I had more room for hauling stuff.
Right, right.
But if I had the back 2 seats that went flat, then I would be perfect for what I want. And plus, if I'm riding in the back, I could lay down. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just a matter of things that I know things about the car that I didn't know before, and there's things I would definitely order differently if I were to do it differently.
Were you looking, here's the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, I thought, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not the one I think of.
Chrysler began selling the Galant as the Dodge Challenger and the Plymouth Sapero.
What are you looking at? I mean, what is it? Is this under Mitsubishi?
Yeah, it's on their Wikipedia
What did
page.
they, okay, so they were saying that what?
They said that Galant, wait a minute. Yeah, in 78 when Chrysler began selling the Galant as the Dodge Challenger and the Plymouth Sapero.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all news to me. I didn't, okay.
Yeah, I just looked on their Wikipedia page.
Yeah, well, you were looking under Mitsubishi? Yeah, that's a Mitsubishi page. Yeah. That's interesting.
Well, I Googled Mitsubishi car in the 70s.
Right.
And I thought,
came up a lot. See, they weren't initially in the United States. They weren't Mitsubishis when we were kids.
Right,
Yeah.
but then I saw their Wikipedia here, so that's what I clicked
So
on.
that makes sense. There's a couple car companies that switched names and I'm trying to think what all they are, but that was one of them. I was pretty sure that was one of them.
It says since October 2016, Mitsubishi has been 1/3 owned by Nissan, and thus a part of the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi alliance.
Okay, well, Chrysler owns all of them, so Chrysler's got a big thing going on right now. Well, guess what? I wasted all of our time because I talked about wrestling stories instead of doing what I should have been doing, and that's these stories that I have. Well, I've got these tons of stories for next week, I guess. I guess.
Didn't I tell you this is what would happen?
Okay, I'll finish with this last story.
Okay.
This is actually a pretty cool story. So a bartender, this woman's being harassed by this idiot in a bar. And that happens a lot because we're idiots, because we can be. Anyway, this guy, the bartender, realizes that this woman's being harassed. So this bartender hands a fake receipt to the woman being hit on by the creep. And the receipt says, if this guy is bothering you, move your ponytail from one side to the other. And she did, and he kicked the guy out.
That's cool.
That is really cool.
That means I do have to grow my hair long now.
That was really cool because she was being harassed. She didn't want to be harassed. And so here's a picture of the receipt here. It says if this guy is bothering you and you need help, just move your ponytail from one side to the other. And she did, and he kicked the guy out. So I thought that was really darn cool that happened because those kind of things don't really happen regularly. So
it only goes to show there are some nice people out in the world that will help somebody else. And because a lot of times if you are on the side of the road, there are so many people that pass you by. Yep. And it's like I only want one person to at least say if I'm okay.
Yeah, right.
And there's not. And then there was one time when I owned, I forget what kind of car I had.
There it is. It says, if this guy is bothering you, put your ponytail on your other shoulder, and I will have him removed. He's giving me the creeps. And she did. She moved her ponytail, and he had him removed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just think that's awesome that somebody would think to do that.
There was, like I said, going back to when I was saying, I stupid enough, didn't put enough oil in my vehicle, and of course the son of a bitch seized up, and I didn't realize it, and I knew it, but I was stuck on a hill, and luckily there was a guy that passed by, and he turns around and he goes to me, "Can I help you?" And I said, well, he knew there was a garage right there, and he helped, the guy came down with his tow truck and everything like that. But then there was like one time I was stuck on the side of the road because I got a flat tire. Somebody goes by and he goes to me, "You don't even have a jack." I said, "Well, I do have a jack." And he goes to me, "I'll fix your tire for you." I said, when I went to pay him, he goes to me, "You don't have to pay me." He said to me, because I said I called AAA. By the time AAA got there, he was done with the tire, and I was on my way. So there are people. Yeah, I know.
Oh, you told him about that?
No.
It was.
You did? You didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was. So there are nice people out in the world that and it's
there
still
are
like,
nice people.
Yeah. I mean, there's people out there like even McDonald's, and when I'm doing what they call the running, which is moving the food or taking the food out to them, there are people that give you a couple bucks just to say thank you. And they're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, well, she's laughing because we were driving in my Prius one day, and I guess I hit a curb or something.
Yeah, at the Family Dollar down at the bottom of the hill.
Okay.
And I got out of my car, and there were I got out of the car, and instantly people were asking if they could help me, if they would like me to change their tire. First guy said no, I'm okay. And then this other guy came and he said, "No, really, I want to help you. I want to help you." And I'm like, I can do it. And this guy said, "Look, I got a better jack. Let me go get my jack." And I'm thinking, this guy is not coming back. Anyway, I'm working on changing the tire. I'm moving some of the lug nuts and stuff. And he comes back in a few minutes and he has this jack and he jacks the car up and he changes the tire for me. He wouldn't let me do it. And I said, "Well, thank you very much." And I tried to give him money. He wouldn't take money.
Nope.
And he said, "I'm doing it because
I look like his mother."
Oh, wow.
Had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with her. So I thanked her for being with me that night. because
It's also funny that she said to me the one time that she was having a bad day, and she went and happened to quote unquote McDonald's, and she said I paid for the guy behind me, and it was funny because I go, there's a young lady that there's nothing there or anything. She's happened to be a nice personality, and it's $1.06, so I give her $1.06 worth of a Coke with no ice. And she that made my day that day and all that. And I said, it's all about making someone's day. It's not about the money, how much it is, or what it is. It's as long as that person made that day, as long as I made that person's day, they put a smile on their face. That's all. It's worth it to me. It's worth it.
There you go.
Because when I did it,
that's the right attitude to have, by the way.
Yeah. When I did it, I said to the cashier that I would pay for his, and I said, she goes, okay. She says, well, thank you. That's generous of you. She says, can I tell him anything? I said, yeah, just tell him Happy Friday. That's all I did.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I kind of looked, because I had to pull up and wait for my drink, and I looked in the mirror, and I'm thinking, oh, no. The guy didn't know what to think. But,
it's funny.
You have to.
Hey, it is what it is, and that's...
Because what goes around comes around.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. Well, I want to, thank everybody for listening, and I want to thank you for coming in. It was,
thank you
a pleasure.
for having me for many times.
I
Hopefully,
guess it's time to wrap things up. And
time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it does go quick.
We're stuck in between two thorns.
Yeah, between two thorns.
Yeah. But anyway, it was good. It was a good show, and I think everybody was having a good time, and I hope everyone will continue. I'll see you next week.